isolated and alone, and so Victor just satchels past.
বাকিরা কই দেখতেছ না?
বাকিরা না কেউ দেখতেছে না এরকম চলতেছে।
And then there was a follow-up round here. This is round 10, and this is an example of
কই এতটা লাইভ কই?
আরে এটা নেটে বাড়ি দিয়ে লাইভটা বন্ধ করে দিল, এই আবার শুরু করছে। কারণ জানে নেটে বাড়ি দিস।
OpTic's attack side set them on the right path in that map.
Definitely. Yeah, and I think for Loud on their defense, we were really hyping this up that their kind of main game plan was hold on to their short control and re-pinch to play those retakes.
আপনি কোনটা সাপোর্ট করেন?
And OpTic did a really good job of not
আপনি কোনটা সাপোর্ট করেন মানে কারে?
Spike was always going down, but those retakes were so rarely successful.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty good tweets about Marv being ice cold. Here he is.
খাওয়া দাওয়া হইছে সুমন ভাই রাতের?
Moment of the match with a pistol round sideshow to kick
হ্যাঁ
things off.
আপনারও ডান।
Yeah, and I think that this kind of exemplifies what you mean about players heating up, because this is a 1v3
তাও ঠিক।
Loud looked like they were completely
কেন
in
আপনি খান
control
নাই?
of the round.
না
It's a pistol round.
দুপুরেরটাই খাইনি এখনো, রাতেরটা তো পরে।
That was only the first
কেন
of
আপনি কেন?
3 different clutches that
খাওয়া হয় নাই।
there was a clutch in round 1, then in round 2,
এরকম
then
না
in
খেয়ে
round
থাকেন না
3,
ভাই।
all going the way of OpTic, and that is the kind of magical big game energy that you get from OpTic at times.
Yeah, and speaking of magical big game energy, I have one of my favorite players right now who is joining us here in the arena. It is C9 Mel with Golden Boy.
Thank you so much, Yinsu. Yes, I am joined by my fellow NA Challengers analyst, Mel, and of course she does play for a small team, you know, Cloud9, probably heard of her. Mel, how you doing?
I'm doing good. You probably haven't heard of that team. You have to look it up on VLR. Go really deep in the trenches, but managed to get here.
Hey, you know, we have Game Changers coming up pretty soon. It's going to be pretty sick. I know, you know, you still a little process for you to get there, but you guys are looking pretty good. How's the season going for you guys? And overall, you know, you feeling pretty good about Game Changers?
Yeah, 100% Series 3 coming up. I think we're looking really strong going into it. Super confident, and international after that. We're really excited to see all the different teams. You know, I'm familiar with a lot of the world-class girls around the planet, and I'm just super excited to play them.
Heck yeah, it's going to be awesome. Now, since, you know, you were one of my analysts at NA Challengers, you did a darn good job. Oh, actually, LCQ. Valen was a challenger, but anyway, you know, I'm old. I forget things. But I figured we'd do some soft-hitting analysis right now. Let's actually break it down. What do you see right now in the game? Loud, Game 1, OpTic, kind of let that one slip away from them. Loud picks up the win. Now OpTic.
গতবার তো অপটিক পেল না।
I mean, I just want to say now, Preds 3-1.
Okay, going in.
হ্যাঁ গতবার অপটিকই বেশ।
Specifically on defense, what I really noticed was how OpTic was playing their defense. They were going so aggressive, and I feel like that's a really good call to make from the FNS and coaching staff and the team, because it could throw off a lot of prep that
গতবার মনে হয় এই দুই টিমই ছিল ফাইনালে।
Playing like this, and then they just go in. FNS is pushing 4v2, taking more and more space. They're playing so aggressive, and I thought it was a perfect call.
What do you think could
কালকে তো অনেক
potentially be the
কষ্টে
thing
উঠলো
that
ফাইনালে।
হ্যাঁ জান বাইরে হয়ে গেছে ডিআরএক্স এর সাথে।
মানে ডিআরএক্স এ ডিফেন্ডে কত দেখা গেল না 70% উইন।
হ্যাঁ
ওই যে একটা
I mean, it's going to be either way. I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like both of them are teams that could really go off that momentum. I think OpTic, we talk about, you know, going with that momentum, like they start kind of slow. I think now we're starting to see them start a little early. In a sense, specifically, we saw them start early, and then they're kind of like letting it go towards the end. But I feel like they clinched the second map. I think this is anyone's game right now. I still hope for the 3-1 OpTic, but it could go either way.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, coming up next, you know, I think Pansy said it best. The series is wide open here. Any players in particular that we, the fans at home, and our analysts up top should be keeping our eyes on here? Someone you want to put a focus on?
Honestly, I can't say that both of the teams, like everyone just head for head. Every person on the team is just looking phenomenal right now. I feel like everyone can do anything. Anyone can pull off a moment. It's going to be crazy to watch.
Mel, you're the best. This is why I love you. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate you. But we're going to send it back over to Yinsu to break everything down with the crew once again, and hopefully Josh doesn't talk too much.
I wouldn't take that personally. I wouldn't take that.
What, you want me to go down there and fight him? Is that what you're advocating?
Yes.
I think this is the thing where people confuse us. Whenever there's B-roll on the screen, he hasn't gotten used to us yet. You know, we've only known him for what, like 5 years?
Maybe. I'm only going to speak in single sentences, single words.
So now he knows.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do the same.
Done.
Like this.
Analysis.
Analysis.
Good teams play. Next map,
Breeze.
Good map.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Not split, Mimi, I hate to say. I know you were tweeting that you wanted to see split, but we're going to be going to Breeze here. How much do you feel like the pendulum swings back into Loud?
13-15, 13-6
Potentially not too much, because the last time OpTic did play this, it was against DRX, and they ended up winning.
মানে প্রথমটা 13-15 গেল আর এইবার হলো 13-6।
Yeah, I think
that it's really kind of
এখন ব্রিজে এটা আবার পিক হইছে যে ম্যাপ পিক হইছে লাউডের দুইজনের ম্যাপ পিকে দুইটা জিততে গেছে
না আইস বক্স প্লাস
হ্যাঁ ওটা ডিসাইডার
ডিসাইডার মানে কি ওটা চুজ করে কি এটা
র্যান্ডমলি আর কি ভ্যালোরেন্ট চুজ করে
And that was really impressive, but you've also got to remember that they've lost 3 times as well at Champions, and they looked really poor in those instances. And a lot of their focus and preparation has been on doing different things this time around. I think they might have used a lot of what was working well for them on Breeze. In that game against DRX, how much more do they have to show? They've got 24 hours coming in here.
পারলে কেউ খেলতে চায়
না না পার্ল ফ্র্যাকচার সব ব্যান দিয়ে দেয় এরা কিন্তু গতকালকে ফ্র্যাকচারে ওই যে ডিআরএক্স এর ওরা খেলতে চাইছে
That is a massive opportunity for Loud to do the same on Breeze, because I think what they were doing, heavy pushing up into the extremities, into taking shop control, pushing it up onto a deep angle with the operator, that is all very exploitable if you have the knowledge, if you've been watching the tape. And you know they have. They've got the advantage. They went through the upper bracket.
But I think one of the other points there as well is that OpTic have been pushing on defense this entire time. And the reason it works against Loud is Loud like to stack their players on one side of the map. At what point are we going to see Sadak to run much more spread and slower defaults and try and catch the aggro? If it happens in this
15 মিনিটের উপরে হয়ে গেছে আগের ম্যাচ শেষ হইছে
there is a good chance that they could do that, particularly since this is the map that normally you get to see less flexing onto that Cypher, onto that more traditional Sentinel. Playing against similar teams to OpTic, his job
পিক শুরু হয়ে গেছে
that aggression, and I've actually been impressed when he's playing on the attack at how well he does to shut them down.
Well, I mean, we're definitely going to see a map war no matter what. This series is not going to be a 3-0. We're not going to be able to close anything out here on Breeze. But what do you think OpTic need to do if they want to take the lead here? Because yesterday, they nearly threw that best of 5 down to a reverse sweep, which has never happened before.
I think that's a really good point, right? There's no opportunity for a reverse sweep here, so the momentum is going to be very different. But OpTic need to continue to apply the pressure. They've got their map, and they did very well on it, but the deeper the series goes, the less you get away from the prep, and the more it's just about adapting to each other on the fly. So I think this is potentially a turning point in the series.
And I think that this map right here, right now, is a big opportunity to showcase, on Loud's perspective, I think that they are putting that experience that they got in prior tournaments to good use right here, right now. Because listen, you've lost the map. It was in a pretty dominant fashion on Bind. You're coming into Breeze now. It's still anyone's game. You've got to remember, you know, essentially the past matchups that you've had, what it took to even get here in the first place.
Yeah, and I think it's also for the younger players on this squad of Loud, their opportunity to come back into things. Breeze is a map that Ospas has a lot of potential to take over on when he's playing on that jet. In the past, Victor has had kind of up and down performances on that agent. So there really is a chance here for the team of Loud and for Ospas in particular to just claim this map and take over.
I think another point that we need to bring up, right, is that with OpTic starting on the defense, they've been running double operator setups quite frequently here. And that can be a very heavy swing.
আবার সুমন ভাই নতুন গেমটা কেমন লাগলো
Because if it fails,
ভ্যালোরেন্টের মতো যে নতুন গেমটা
then they're stuffed.
না আমি তো এমনি পিবি খেলছি মানে কোপ পিবি
You guys have mentioned
PvP খেলারই কারণ PvP খেললে তো PvP খেলতে যাম PvP খেলতে গেলে এফেক্ট আছে ভ্যালোরেন্টে গেলে ওইটা হলো আপনার জাস্ট মানে তিনজন মিলা ওই PvP করা যায়
কি করা যায়
PvE প্লেয়ারের সাথে না PvE কিন্তু হলো আপনারা নিজেরা টিম করে খেলা যায় আর কি তখন নিজেরা তিনজন
আচ্ছা
It's not going to be to, you know, anchor a site. It's going to be to stop the
aggression. Siphon নিছে নাইস আমি ওই নিতে চাই বিরিজ
ওর মধ্যে আবার অ্যাবিলিটি আছে বুঝছেন ওই একজন এক একটা সাপোর্ট ক্যারেক্টার অ্যাটাকিং ক্যারেক্টার
so many layers to the aggression there. The question is whether OpTic are actually going to play like they did against DRX.
I actually didn't like the double operator setups. I think it limited them in the retakes a lot when they tossed away those rifles.
I agree.
In a lot of the scenarios when they're playing on their defense side. So there are multiple looks that they could go into here, but Victor is going to be a big, I think, center focus point for me.
PvE হইলো মনে করেন পোস্ট হাউস
This is a map where both these ideals have to adapt as the game gets late.
I love a big brain map. I can't wait to see what's going to happen here and throw this over to your casters, Pansy and HYPERX.
এই এফএনএস কি সবসময় ডিফেন্সিভ মানে ক্যারেক্টার খেলে
আইজিএল না আইজিএল এরা তো ডিফেন্সিভ ক্যারেক্টারে খেলে
মাঝে মধ্যে রিকেজ খেলে মাঝে মধ্যে
আইজিএল হইছে মেইন লিডার
ক্যান ডুয়েলিস্টটা কোনো সময় আইজিএল হয়
না সাপোজ মনে করেন আপনি একটা সাইডের ভিতরে ঢুইকা মার খেয়ে গেলেন তারপর কি হবে তখন তো মানে আইজিএল পিচ দেওয়া মনে করেন ওটা একটু কষ্ট হয়ে যাবে আর যখন মনে করেন আপনি পিছনে কন্ট্রোলার বা এই এরা তো অনেক পিছনে খেলে ওই কে মইরে গেল হ্যাঁ কে মইরে গেল কে কোন জায়গা দিয়ে পিক দিবে কারে পিক দেওয়া হইতে হইবে তারপরে এখন কে কোন জায়গায় যাইবে পজিশন নিবে এগুলো সব পরে আস্তে আস্তে বলতে পারে ওই যে অগো টিমের যেমন ওই যে সোভাস স্যাসি হইছে যে ওই টিমের আইজিএল
ওদের সোভা
ডুয়েলিস্ট আইজিএল থাকে না
প্রথম রাউন্ডেই সেরি
হ্যাঁ ওরে বাবা
এরে ফলাই দিত
Oh, nice. Oh, a nice shot.
The spike's not been planted, so now there's problems. Pancada and Les, where are you going to try and bail this out from? I guess Les's position, doing his best Marv impression at this point.
Series 2. না প্ল্যান ডাউন দিতে পারে না সাইডে পড়ে গেছে লাস্ট প্লেয়ার স্ট্যান্ডিং নাইস নাইস
3v5 as well. Technically 3v4 with less being
so
disconnected. Sheriffs in the hands of Aspas and Sassy finding damage on the way back through, but Victor goes huge. Beautiful play inside the smoke there.
Victor কি ডুয়েলিস্ট খেলে
হ্যাঁ ও ডুয়েলিস্ট আর ইনিশিয়েটর মানে দুইটা ক্যারেক্টার খেলে এক হইছে কায়ো আর এক হইছে জেট
That's mind blowing. There's just so many storylines, so much history to this matchup as well. And there's common denominators between it. With Loud's few losses here and there.
চলবে একটু দেখেন আমি একটু আসি 1 মিনিট
Actual nemesis it feels like just gravitating towards each other. So hard to avoid each other it feels, but always providing some of the best games we've seen. Nice contacts made. Yay. Gonna go out the better in that one. Walk away sitting pretty. The other side Aspas down to 24.
Confirmation behind that though, but it being Aspas, a big indicator, and the wall to confirm it as well. Potentially a couple bits of utility. They're not feeling any pressure just yet though.
I am back. Handle kinse. Baba, second round.
Going in, yeah, he's going to fall back a little bit more careful. Crashy's just farming. So far, no threats. Have to see if they're able to find enemies. They do try and take steps towards the side. Pancada less, all forced away. And
nice. Yeah, আবার মরছে.
No problems yet. Well, just banking on getting away with the extra 300 from this, especially with Aspas taking such an early tag. 2 on the board for OpTic, 4 left standing. Actually, even if Yay wants to ride this through with potentially just a headhunter, no, you're going to throw a rifle in the mix. And the light shield. Crashy's great early progress towards that Hunter's Fury as well. 3 light shields here for Loud. Aspas, Sassy, and less.
ওই বসেছে ক্যামেরা
Stacked up here outside.
ওই দিয়ে মনে মিড দেখবে
That dart going to be sent towards backside. It should imply that this is a fairly pacey hit if that dart is sent immediately.
এই ম্যাপে সবার লাইনআপ কেমন লাইনআপ
হ্যাঁ বহুত লাইনআপ আর হার্ড বিতে মারতে গেলে তো পুরো লাইনআপ ছাড়া কোনো ই নেই রিভিলি মারা যায় না বিতে
আরে ফাস্ট
ও বলাই দিছে কিন্তু কাজ হয় না
এটা কঠিন ধইরা মানে পজিশন ভুল করে
তার উপরে তো ওদের বাই নেই মানে খালি ক্যাসিসের বাই আছে বাকি কারণ নেই ও ওরে নাইস আরে ভাই কি রাউন্ড ভাই এটা কি অবস্থা
এর কি সেভ রাউন্ডে জিতলো
হ্যাঁ সেভ রাউন্ড জিতলো গানও পেয়ে গেল দুইটা
I mean, the first is a given.
শেষ ছিল
The second and the third, outrageous.
আরে নাইস অপটিক নাইস
Give me the replay. Whose job was it?
দেখছেন ও কিন্তু এই পাশে তাকাই ছিল তারপরে টাচ করে ওই পাশে ঘুরে একদম মাইরা দিল
Yeah, we're all surprised.
Cool, calm, and
ওদের
collected.
এম নিয়ে ওদেরই নাই এম বাপ
Almost the expected.
আরে ইকো চলে গেছে ওদের ভালো হইছে আরেকটা রাউন্ড পাওয়া যাবে
After that one,
কি চলে গেছে ও তাই
ইকো হ্যাঁ
অপো কিনতে দেই
not the problem. It was how they
এই খেলে যাও আরে বেট করছে মার রিয়েলাইজ একটারে
So that's a recoverable rifle. Eventually, Ash could go through, catch Victor on the jump peak. Aspas now at least has the angle to play with. Wall goes up. Spray in on this. Do they have that rifle back in hand yet? There it is.
Just grab
Oh,
finesse.
finesse. This is perfect. He's gonna see one.
আরে নাইস
One slips through, but that's fine. Sadak tries to back.
আরে পিছনে তাকা
3v3 now, still chaotic.
Nice.
Could go down either way, but no.
ছিড়ি বিছিড়ি
Site itself and crashes. Are you kidding me, dude? You can't walk.
Oh, nice.
Try. This guy is just filthy with it.
Oh, nice.
Crashes just adding insult to injury. Wow, thought they had a real nice shot here on this one. They're trying to make something happen, but Sadak.
আরে না
It's Victor. Needs one more, but it's Jay, the final boss. And they're
Year
building
full
around
SP.
this, going through the motions, predicting the backside of cave, but Ye posted up by
দেখছো না?
yellow.
দেখছি।
5 HP, Mike. It's not enough, surely.
Well, flash to work with.
তো নাই
Still got the fragment.
5 এসপি হিসাবে তো আসার কথা রাউন্ড
To try and creep onto a close angle. The flash, I think, just landing. See Ye's reposition here, but the knife could change this. It removes the headhunter, but Sadak
আল্লাহ
pushed it up.
ও
Oh, Ye steps
নাইস
has scored Sadak out. Nullifying the threat that could have come from this.
গেছিল দেখছেন বাইং রাউন্ডের কি অবস্থা হইছে
Really dissect what we're seeing from OpTic there. Almost
Save
overfacing,
round
overpeaking,
it,
taking very aggressive fights against sheriffs and ults, bits and pieces.
I mean, similar to what we saw in Ascent, right? A little more unleashed here, because like you said, previously,
এই
Optic were
জায়গাটা
very
একটু
good in
হ্যাঁ এই যে দুইটা যে শেরিফ দিয়ে ম্যান ফলাই দিছে
crashes though, making this doable. Again, key damage done onto Sadak. Needed the ace to close things out, but already drawing out a timeout on the side of Loud.
টাইম আউট দিয়ে দিছে
Good ultimate progress as well on this first cycle. Hunter's Fury obviously available for Crash. He's at 9 and 2 right now. Jeez. An amazing start to Breeze. 4 unanswered rounds. Loud have to consider their approach. The concern being if things slip back into what we saw on Bind. Yes, the halves differing, but just a little off pace, indecisive, hesitant in some scenarios. And that's so uncharacteristic. That's things you can sort of attribute to maybe map 1 being extremely taxing on Sadak in particular.
Oh, I can only imagine.
They need some confidence boosts, especially after then getting blown out of the water in map 2.
Yeah, you're right. So probably the right time to be hitting that first time out here. Pull through options. Now adjust expectation after seeing a couple of rounds come through. And they get that decent buy coming in here as well. 4 rifles, not going to have full shields though, still with 1 light on Sasi. The approach is everything here for Loud. They know they're going to be tested, but again, we look at which tempo and pace OpTic will come in with.
এটা
Is it
কি
gonna be
হলো?
over-aggressive,
হ্যাঁ হ্যালো
disrespect, or
তাওদের
more
একটা
patient?
জিতলো না নাকি
না না কই জিতলো
3 on the knife there.
ইয়ে নিয়ে গেল না এটা 5 এসপি আছিল ইয়ে নিয়ে গেল
That's going to try and get
জিতে নাই তো
position, but eyes on the minimap. Look at Ye. He's already looking to challenge the back lines. Sorry, Victor. My mistake. Over towards Cannon. That's not challenging just yet.
Yeah, but he's got to be careful here. Chomping at the bit on the other side. You can already see the close down. Aspas wanted him dead. Gets him out of there. Sadak going to connect towards stairs. That depletes Mark, but the answer came back from Crashies. I didn't think he was going to get it, but Sasi's going to pop his own as
200
well.
ভাই আলতি
He's
মারলো
still
নাকি
firing.
একটা
হ্যাঁ দুইজনে দুইটা মারছে
But Les has been given so much room, but surrounded on both fronts. What can Les do with this? Has to pick up the pace now.
1v2 এটাও আসা কথা হ্যাঁ আসবে 100% চলে আসবে নাইস 5-0
Final blow given by Ye, but already we're seeing a really comprehensive look from OpTic here.
And Victor has so much space to work with. He actually, I'm pretty sure he upped.
আবার ওদের ইকো দিতে হইবে
Nobody's within earshot. Less starting very early on. There's no challenge on mid from OpTic, giving Less that space.
এই গানটা দিয়ে অনেক ইউজ করে যে ইলেকট্রিক
It's a very pacey retake.
ইলেকট্রিক কোনটা
The tendencies very early on that it's maximum 4. The backstab.
ওই যেটা চেইন হয়ে যায় ওইটা
They equalize numbers
হ্যাঁ
on
হ্যাঁ
side.
চেইন হয়ে যায়
হ্যাঁ ওটা তো একদম একই আছে সুপার মানে স্কিনের মধ্যে কিন্তু আমার কাছে মানে চালাইয়া কোনো ফিল পাই না আমি
রাজ দিল কে
দেখলো একটু
Talked about it. Now looking as if they're spread a little thin across the map. Trying to find some point of
ব্রিজে
weakness
নাচতে
to
দেখতাম
exploit.
এরমের
Yeah, he actually has the benefit of that spy cam being behind the wall.
Oh, he can just get posted on this too if he wants to.
So the spy cam's not going to catch him. If Ye can post up here, he's actually going to swing it.
what a shot
Lightning this guy. Less is gone.
And with the reads already on Less.
আচ্ছা সাইড ডোন অফ থাকলে ভাঙা যায় না নাকি সব অবশ্যই ভাঙা যায়
হ্যাঁ ভাঙা যায়
This is perfect. He's oh the shot.
আরে ইয়ের বাচ্চারা দিছে রে না
Hands it out. Yay. Kept in check.
ইকো রাউন্ড যদি আনাবার
That means Spike can get put back in hand, but no free cross here. Marv wanted to maybe police that.
আর একটা পড়ছে ভাই
Spike now can be ferried across towards the site, but is there a little pocket on the A side that I'm seeing here?
বাস এককালে
Okay, so chilling by the wall for now. Now we're going to have the kind of opposing numbers. The rotation isn't safe either. The owl drone is great. Victor doesn't get away with his naughtiness. Dealt with by the door, and now crashes in FNS. Out of position here. I thought maybe that player who was sitting a little deeper, I think it was Aspas, might have checked on them, but they've towards the site. And at the point,
That's around it, I guess.
And crashes.
শেষ 5-1
If Loud were to adjust here, and even after conceding Less in that lurk position with the spy cam, just looking to garner some map control, prevent OpTic from actually doing what happened in the previous round. It was a great adjustment. Sassy actually coming back through to back up Pancada. Crash is going to be able to hold on to this operator here. Pancada's on the hunt. Time all but expired by now.
কাকরা
You see though, the cog's turning and the response is great from Ye because it's Less. There's nobody else noted. Ye's on that angle, like I said, unnoted from the spy cam. He knows there's no setup towards Cannon. Ultimately, I don't even think anybody can pass into elbow there. Free reign to come back. That's why this kill right here, Pancada, so crucial to the outcome of this round.
Doing great work. It's actually broken all of the money here.
It's wild to see 5-1 on the scoreboard.
And that be the buy-off
That
first
be the
loss.
purchase, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Guardian coming in for Crashies.
রাউন্ডের মধ্যে
I think Ye's actually just cycled the rifle.
ও আচ্ছা ঠিক
He's
আছে
just dropped the rifle through.
না
So
ইয়ের তো কম কে ভাই
it's close to a full purchase.
কি কম কিল
Double up, essentially.
Yeah.
Victor retaining the operator.
এর টাকা অনেক কম
ও অপ কেনে না অপে অনেক টাকা যায় না এবার মানে ডাবল আপ ধরছে হ্যাঁ ওই ভিক্টর একটা ধরছে আর ইয়ের আলটি
অবি দে হ্যান্ডেল খেলে একটা ফ্যান্টম না ও এইভাবে তো ফ্যান্টম দেখি
Typically you would expect that with the pseudo double operator setup. See Victor just tasked with anchoring. Does have the blade storm so he can pop that. He does feel a little bit of pressure as Loud creep closer and closer to elbow with this owl drone. Nothing found but Spike heading towards Victor and the wall going up. That should be a big indicator for OpTic.
30 seconds left.
This has to be huge for Victor. This is such a pressure moment for him. And the support's on the way, but he is alone for now. And alone he stands.
Nice shot.
Looks towards connector.
আরে দুইটা শট ফালাই দিলাম এরপরে যদি তুমি কেউ রাখতে পারবে না বুঝলাম না তো কিছু তিনটে আলাই দিলাম চারটে আলাই দিলাম আনেস্ট লাগে
Victor keeps his cool, keeps the sight against all of the players, and Sasi sadly with only 3 seconds can't make a difference now. That was a critical round for Victor.
ওরা শয়তানের লার
না আমরা হইলে রাউন্ড আছে এস লাগবে
more sparse setup, waiting to receive this aggression. They burn up so much utility early on, and so much time on the clock. Pushing on to yes, it's a solo hold from Victor, but you slow creep into a site here.
ভিক্টর জেটে খুব ভালো খেলে ইয়ার্স এইটা
Even there to pick up a second kill from Arches. Beautiful stuff. And now that he will continue with this. See again.
ভিক্টর ওই যে ডিআরএক্স এর লাগে হেভি নে খেলে খেলে হঠাৎ করে দুই তিন ক্লাস দিয়া
ফিনিক্স
Way more proactive towards the B side now. I guess off the back of the Viper's pits, they are making this map seem so small. Now the correct answer though is Aspas exploring through tube. That contact made, that information gathered, noting that it was potentially open, but the doors were already shut. Victor noting
nice.
Comfortable on the shot, but potential found, but it just instantly got closed in his face.
Well, no, this is a trend to continue now. OpTic in the early round looking to very quickly disrupt.
আমি এই রুমে একটা ই দেখছিলাম ছেলে আমরা ধরে রাখছে ধরে রয়েছে অপ্লাই আইছে সিম্বারের
rewarded for his bravery there behind the owl drone. Will tag FNS. Sadak's got forwards completely unconsidered. Less doubles down for FNS will fall.
Okay, they've got a player advantage finally, and spike planted. Yes, there's the flank coming in, but that should be checked when they have.
আরে দুইটা পায়ে এরপর রাউন্ডটা মনে গেল
Catches the glimpse.
মনে রাউন্ডটা যাবে
Waiting on the other side is less. The grand equalizer.
আরে খানের পোল আগল লেগে তুই না
1v3 পারবে না
Yeah, he's out of there. First time we're really seeing Loud starting to get a grip on some of these rounds.
Listen, that's with that early aggression. He said that it's literally bespoke to dig less out of a position, find one kill on the extremity, and force Loud into a less favorable position.
Mid door.
Not initially rewarded, but gets way ahead of the expectation of FNS. Moving in tandem with that owl drone.
already will go realize
But already this is
Kayo
heavily in favor of OpTic.
I mean, if they can maybe string a couple more together, more than happy to see it close in a little bit. Now looking at the purchase that can come.
এই লেস একদম পানি মেরে দিলে
Lacking in some areas for OpTic, but on the other side, Alt's getting real close by. Aspas one away as well. You got 3 already hitting in. This is starting like Loud could potentially close this, Mike.
Expect them to potentially.
সান আমরা আর পর্যন্ত কোন সময় র‍্যাঙ্কে 13-0 তে জিতছি 13-0 তে জিতছি আমরা একদম পুরো
না 13-2 ব্যাক ছিল বটে না কি কইছিল যেটা কি র‍্যাঙ্ক পারলে একটা ম্যাচ ওইটা 13-2 তে জিতছিলাম
making moves with this null command. Try and make use of it as deep as possible in tube, but
13-1-2 জিতছি ঠিকই আর 13-0 তে মনে হয় না পারছি
showing restraint here.
We haven't seen him lean door yet, have we?
There's been barely any challenge for his mid.
Yeah. One door pop. It's going to call Marv to attention, but doesn't actually know anyone just yet, surprisingly, even though there are 2 players there. And Crashy's just posted on this as well. No one really to deal with the main
nice
Victor, but apparently he's good for it, but the trade does come through. Sasi going to punish as he tried to readjust away. Just a glimpse caught towards Tube, but patience being shown by Loud. They're not quite heading towards the site yet.
No pressure coming through mid either. Actually, the flash might come through this smoke, but Crashy's turns it. Les has actually found a kill here. Crashy's has to find something in response.
ওরে হেডশট পড়ছে বাই ওয়াল ব্যাং না ফ্যান্টমের মাইরে তো
Spike is down, so Loud has the time in their favor. Lex on the swing, and he's been so instrumental. Succeeding in some of these rounds.
Miss. Round red, I guess.
Really going to slow down the roll here, but this pop flash could be it. Let's see if they feel the timing right. There it is, goes in, and the swing. It's gorgeously.
Oh, a nice swing.
Leading in that round to perfection. Loud starting to get back in this game.
Chipped away at that round score and chipped away at the economy as well. 3 players going to be struggling here for OpTic. Victor and FNS, the only ones probably to invest here, but remove those ultimates from OpTic and Loud, like I said, in a position to really string a few together. That's 2. Still got the Blade Storm, still got the Viper's Fist. Sassy actually back on the brink of the Hunter's Fury as well.
এক জায়গা দিয়ে ঢোকে না কেউ ঢুকতে আসে না দেখো
এক সময় এক জায়গায় যায় শেষ রাউন্ড এটাও শেষ এরকম হারতে আছে কা
to find impact. This default we've been seeing held has actually succeeded pretty nicely. Now, there are still 2 players who can cause a problem. That's a rifle recovered, so maybe a chance of more danger, but the HP is already low for Crashies. And with the spike going down, they've got everything working in their favor.
I was going to say, no way that actually lands and kills Crashies. But it does. Even here, you look at what's taken away from this. Pancada has fallen, but a big cushion.
This is on the hunt.
Well, he didn't hear anything here. Yeah, does he actually check through cannon? But
ওরা ম্যাক্সিমাম অনেক স্লো আড়ে
I guess he wouldn't have known when that was dropped, or at least actually collected. So Stangier gets to slip away here, play his life and keep that rifle into the next couple of rounds, because we do now have Loud building a little back into this game. This is enough. This is a buffer coming through.
So barely costing them anything as well. Hold on to the operator. 4 left standing. Sadak back 2 away from the null command. Still got the Viper's bit. Achieving this with minimal investment. It's just disgusting. Sure.
Player standing. Spike planted.
OpTic will pump the brakes here. Call a timeout. So initially it looked like the perfect read, right? They were looking to challenge less, really get him out of that position, remove that kind of late round piece. So they don't have to worry about it. And then rounds they couldn't.
OpTic
aware of having numbers advantage on the retake, getting back through, knowing where and when to expect.
এইটা জেতা লাগে কিন্তু এর ফর্ম নাই ম্যাচটা আবার
Didn't particularly get the ball rolling that early, but already starting to find their footing here.
Being rewarded where OpTic want to challenge it, honestly. Actually, this is things where, you know, ultimately if OpTic had maintained that economy, the double operator setup actually does reward this sort of playstyle from now.
Very much does, so I don't think they're going to be really looking towards that though financially, just doesn't seem in the cards at all now.
Like I said, it was weird to look at it, 5-1, where OpTic was still actually struggling to buy back into one of those rounds.
Yeah, it would have been potentially a different outcome if they'd been able to stabilize the money a little sooner. But
I mean, it's going to be awkward as well. The next round potentially Blade Storm, but look at what's left after this purchase, and this is round 11. Bear in mind, so round 12 could be really uncomfortable, especially if Loud don't have to invest anything again.
I mean, Loud are laughing. They've carved themselves. This round, he wants to follow up Aspas, ripping through 2 of them. And OpTic getting a stark reminder that this is not over yet. This series is only getting started.
ইয়েও শেষ ও short of the day.
And they're just hunting him down for spawn at this point. Down solo, trying to stay alive. He's just on the run. There's a player to his right. He's just nowhere to get out of here now.
That's already got back behind this. 39 HP for Crashies. About the finances.
ও দৌড়াইতেছিল দুইজনই একজন আরেকজনের সাউন্ড পাইছে
Crashies will find one, but Loud have already stacked the deck. Have every ultimate available for the next.
এই চ্যাম্পিয়নের এই যে ক্যারামবিট এটাও কি জলে বেশি কিল করলে যে গ্লো করতেছে হ্যাঁ এই যে ক্যাসিস ওই টপ ফ্র্যাগার
Bye.
Show me that one.
I could watch it for days. I could watch it for days. They heard you, Paul. They
এই শটটা মারাত আর অপরে আর ডর হয় না এরপর কি সুন্দর পিক দেয় মরে যাচ্ছে দিও হ্যাঁ মিড চেক হচ্ছে মিড
আশপাশের দেশে ভাইয়া এই রাউন্ডে নেই তো আর 6টা রাউন্ড লাগবে
of having probably the most impactful round thus far. Highs and lows. Sassy trying to find that instant.
Oh, na shot. Shot বলতে সানি কি আবার আগে পিছে হয়ে গেছেন নাকি
না না দেখি
আচ্ছা
একটু আগে
Now he knows. Hello, there's someone else here. It's Crashies.
আরে না বাল জানে এই জায়গায় ম্যান আছে ম্যানটা যাইবে বালের একটা পিক দে তো ওকে এরম লাফাইয়া পড়ে এই অপের শটটা লাগাইলে কেমনে ছয় ছয় আমাকে সুমন ভাই আছে না চলে গেছে
কি জাকালে ফালতু একটা খেলা দে
সুমন ভাই
Great restraint from Pancada, doubling down on that position. Again, Lessons out to play it perfectly. Don't give Ye an opportunity with that operator in hand.
আরে খাইছে সিলে মিলে বড় গেলস
grand finals, 6 rounds, 5 unanswered at the end. The desk, what are your thoughts on that one?
Thank you very much, Pansy and Hyper. We know the operator players tend to pop off on Breeze, but there were some nuts shots here, Josh.
Yeah, in the first quarter, it was all about Victor. And I felt like, again, we set up this story about pushing on defense for OpTic. And I think that this head-to-head has ended up defining the majority of this first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
आसपास रे देखो मोना नायक देखे
to try and get them back into this, especially with his attack side operator. I mean, you just see it in the head-to-head. I think Victor, the early start that he got was a huge defining factor, but credit to Lau for being able to bring it back.
Take a look at how Victor was flanking as well. He makes his way around.
और डैश दी ऊपर दे उठते जाओ है ना ऐसा.
And this is how I expected the half to play around, with Victor trying to outplay less and get the better end over.
Victor ভালো খেলছে.
Still individually popping off, and then in the second half they just found the rhythm.
Yeah, they really did. It was such a step up from every player on Loud, but in particular, Les had a big resurgence, finding those late lurks, punishing OpTic on the extremities, and giving his team those opportunities to pivot. But as we look towards the second half, he's again the guy that we have to talk about, particularly in the way that he plays as the anchor. He's almost always locking down towards me, very much just defined by how he holds space with the same setup on that site. And in their last game, he really got shut down. You see so many of his deaths just in that back corner of B, with a Jet diving on him deep, his utility already gone, and him getting taken down. So my focus is on Les to keep his performance up if Loud do want to convert this.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more. I think Les is such a playmaker for them. The guy is really heating up, and he's doing it at such a young age on the global stage right now.
ওই কেমন কিবোর্ড এটা
Real difference maker in so many of their rounds with clean trades.
কিবোর্ডের কিগুলো একদম অল্প একটু জাগানো সামান্য
As Pansy said, that Loud are getting back into this game. Their belief is showing, the tenacity and grit is all there, and the players are
5-0 আসলো না প্রথমে
Yeah, OpTic, they have to find a way to stop this momentum.
Viper says
It's going to get a little bit dicey for them.
Lesbian.
না তুমি
But anyway, 6-6, the game actually could not get closer.
ও বাবা OpTic 75% কামব্যাক করার এই ম্যাপে নাইস এটা ভালো
The aggression was right, everything was starting to hit, and then it just, switch flip. Now, what do we look at? There are key components we look at the second half of both sides. What are you looking out for that could maybe be the swing factor of OpTic picking up this map or Loud?
I mean, potentially from Marv to come online, he was punished a number of times looking for those kind of pop flash plays early on in the round, so
তিনটাই ইউটিলিটি একলগে আকাশে উড়ছে
yes, you can talk about just looking at the numbers there, 2 and 9, but it's the manner in which he was dying. Number of times, no, there isn't.
এই এরমে দৌড়ে দৌড়ে আইছে না এই কালকে আমরা এরকম মার খেয়েছি দৌড়ে দৌড়ে
এই যে দৌড়ে আইছে আওয়াজ হয় না উপরে তো আমরা কো সাউন্ড পাইনি
Rotation coming through nice and early. It's Aspas here with the sheriff. OpTic will pause for a moment here. I don't know if they're just allowing this paranoia to build, but as I said, more players have made their way to this side of the map already.
Went to the commit. There's really one out on the side, yeah, trying to be a nuisance, but he's in danger.
কি করে ওই বইতেছে দূর
Deal with him in time to turn around and try and do some chip damage, but it's Aspas finding Victor. It's all going their way. It's all looking good. The shot to the back of the
শেষ সব শেষ
Pancada denied crashes. He followed up with FNS.
বাল বাবাই গান বাইটলে আর লত হইয়া
Great awareness shown as well. Yay actually crosses into that corner closer to the double doors in tube. Means he's out of range. He can't put his second TP down. There's no fail safe there. Beautiful crunch there between Aspas and Pancada actually.
ওরে পেন কাটার হেডশট
Sheriff's paying dividends here in the pistol.
কাল বেটে
Fired up as well as they take the lead here.
Okay.
হ্যাঁ
5 দ্বিগুণে 7-6
হ্যাঁ
That's the light shield here for OpTic. Yay. 6 headhunters.
আপনি ঘুমাই পড়েন নাই
না এইটুক এই ম্যাচটা দেখতে বুঝমা হলে অবস্থাটা
Maybe just try and post the A up a little
আহ সব দেখতে হবে তো হতে পারে ভাই
আচ্ছা দেখ মনে ব্যাপার না
Problem being with how deep Loud will play on B. They're just playing off the back of the spy cam. So yeah, you're not going to be given much freedom once he crests this corner. Yes, he noted there.
Because look who's creeping. Crashes. They have no idea. He's behind them again. Not again. Crashes. Not again. He's done it to him.
দেশে পাহিন মারিয়া দেশে গান পাইয়া গেছে প্ল্যান্ট হইয়াও গেছে
Just about coming back through nest now. Sassy's here, but Spectre in hand.
জাস্ট এইবারটাকে স্লো করার সময়
Glorious snipe though. Couldn't ask for anything better. Sassy gonna try and be brave, be the first man forward. Trade me if you must. We gotta get a go.
আরে অর্ডারে গান আছে আরে একটা ম্যান কভার তো দিতে হয় ভাই বুঝলাম না
Crashies need some help. They've got to be standing here like a shooting squad. Look at them all lined up, dropped down, Loud.
হ করছে পুমারিয়ে দিয়েছে দেয়ার আগেই শেষ করে রিয়ালাইজ ওই প্লেয়ারটা রাতে ওপেন আছে ওরে একটা ম্যান সাপোর্ট দিতে সাইডে ঢোকে সব ব্যাকে খেলছে
The god timing to slip into main. And there's a point there where you see Spectres and dribs and drabs on the retake and you think actually Crashies can go to work.
ইয়ের বাচ্চা একটু জ্বললে আউট 11-10
ওকে এটা রিপ্লে দেখাইবো না
আর তো কঠিন মার খেয়েছে মানে মারবের মতো মার খেয়ে না কেউ
2-11 তুমি তো এরকম করে নিচে থাকলে এরকম কও যে ওই যে কি হবে থরো দিতেছে মিয়া থরো কি আর দিতে আছে কও খাইয়ে যাইতেছে মাইট
আমাগো হয় বুঝছো
এই তো কও আমাগো হয় কিন্তু তুমি তো কও যে আরে থরো দেয় দেশে একটা নাইস ইয়ে মরবে ইয়ে গেলে সোলো দিয়ে যায় নাই খানের ছেলে সোলো দিয়ে যায় নাই সোলো না দিয়া গার্ড মারাইছে মরি গেছে 4v2 আশপাশের রাতে ভ্যান্ডালাস
rifle in hand. Don't expect OpTic to over challenge here. We'll try and keep as many of these rifles on
কার ফোনে এত মেসেজ যায় এ কেমন দিছি আইছে কত গাদে এক করে গান্ডের মধ্যে থাকেন আপনি খেলা দেখে সারা বছর খবর নাই আইছে এখন
So actually not bad economy damage at this point. You'll take that. You will not be winning the round here, but they've done what they wanted. They get to keep the rifle as well. Not too bad either. So, a bit more damage than I'm sure OpTic would have liked, and a small bonus for Aspas as well.
We'll see exactly where purchase will lie for OpTic. On the back of that, it's going to be light shields scattered. Some of these rifles. Marv's going to be struggling though. Actually does get, I think, the drop from Crashies potentially. Be able to get everybody online, but Loud with a slight advantage in that regard. Viper's still available for Pancada.
Viper's দিকেই তো শেষ পাক নেবে কেডা
Still sitting at 2 and 12 here.
আর ওদের টিমতে একজন বলল শেষ পাক নেবি তুই
Looking to address mid just a little bit. And similar to how we saw OpTic defenders.
ওরা এত এডিএস অন করে খেলে ভাই রে ভাই
Okay, only catches one. I thought I actually might have gone more potentially. I'm just dipping
What?
towards the
Jet
top.
উঠছে কই?
ওই পিরামিডের উপরে
Full information off the back of the knife. That's pass on top. Dip down there. As the 3-2 split towards the A side. Now, utility committed towards the door, but they still have the way in. And Marv actually got 2 in there.
Nice.
I don't know how he got both, but he did.
তো করে দে
Unless
সবগুলো
Force
সবগুলোর
CT,
তো
he
করে
can
দে
no longer really have any say in the matter. That spike's going down. Maybe on the retake, we know that these guys have
5v3
high standard of capability on these playback ins, but at
OpTic
3v5 is a really
Victor
tall
হালাই
task.
সরে
And Victor is the first challenge you have to get past. If you want in,
বাল হালাইছে
down, and all the reply, Pancada sends it right back.
আরো একটা পড়ছে পেন কাটা মিডে যাইয়ে মরছে 3v3 রাউন্ড এর মধ্যে মারবের হেলথ নাই
Was before, gonna force the hand that feeds. Sassy gonna try and send this one forward. Does he catch a tag? No, it's Ye in the meantime to find less. The flash slowed down Pancada.
এরে
It's
মারছে
looking like they might try and
রান
time
পাইছে
on
না
this.
And if that Hunter's Fury
পাইছে
does
পাইছে পাইছে পাইছে
even
রান
just
পেয়ে
one
গেছে
tag onto Marv.
কে মিসাইল ভাই কেমন দিলাম
Lined up there in main.
মিসাইল ভাই
হইছে
Made it doable, but
সবাই সমান সমান
respond well. Yay.
আরে আইয়ে কইতে আছে কেমন দিলাম এটা হ্যাঁ দিয়ে দিলাম পরপর দুইটা চুমু চুমু
See if Pancada can find an exit, but expect him to win
ওই
this one.
আডু মাডু গাড়ি এরপর আরতে আছে দেও আবার কে আছে নাকি মিসাইল ভাই
Back towards OpTic in terms of this ultimate cycle.
মারবের এই খেলাটা সুন্দর হয়েছে দুইটা প্লেয়ার ফালাই দিয়েছে একদম
Knowing full well actually with the null command going.
দাও কি সুন্দর একটা দুইটা শট দেয় একদম পুরো হেডের উপরে থাকে
I think Victor and FNS backing them up through double doors there. But 2 for 2 on the half now.
এইটা আবার কিল লাইনে যাইবে কই এটা
ঠিক করে আওয়াং ভাই
Guardian, Bulldog.
না যাইবে কই কইতে আছে আরে একটা মনে হয় ব্যাগে পড়বে আর একটা ইউলে বক্সে বসে নাকি দেখে না কা
Once again from Sadak.
And a mid challenge coming down as well for Aspas. Gonna spot, I think that was FNS. Yeah, he's
Know
already
about Yay, yeah.
potentially gone outside of the angle. Expected, but he's still
আরে 3 এসপি
What's the headshot on the way out?
আরে না ট্রেড ইনস্টা ট্রেড
Punish actually, Ye going down, but look at the space that Victor's found as well.
Sadak's just coming up the road now. The tag has
নাইস
is punished.
নাইস ভিক্টর নাইস বেটে
Takes away 15 HP, but he's got themselves the site at least. They can maybe work out from this when we go look towards Sadak potentially to cost them the cross. Can't do it. Has to at least give that one up. The flanks on the way. Aspas coming around on 3 HP. It ain't much, but it could do some damage here. Victor playing up close towards yellow as well. Spike now down. Time in a tick side, but this post bomb is not.
পিক দিস না গান্ড মারিয়ে দেবে পিক দিস না গান্ড মারিয়ে দেবে কই দিলাম
Marv now looking to
আরে নাইস
headshot lands at Aspas will fall.
আরে এককালে দেশে
Gonna send that
সুকরিয়া
recon bolt
আনের
through.
ছেলে
Sadak still struggling to get anything done through the door, and actually let's look back to the yellow.
আরে আমাগো দেশের সুকরিয়া
Oh, loud, right back in.
আরে সাসি বাসাই দেস
Tearing it out of OpTic's hands to defuse.
I mean, you look at some of these setups, you think loud that yeah, there's
এটা কি
no way.
হইল মিছিল ভাই
Sadak has so much to deal with, so much
মিশেল ভাই নাই
coming towards him. Unless just slips the net. Gets ahead of that. And Sassy with the perfect timing on that backstab. That's even after.
এই যে
obviously
উইশ
showed
করছে এই হালায়
it's literal perfection sometimes. The timing there from Victor to get on the back of that.
আরে হিউম্যান তো একটা দুইটা উই পথ হইবেই টুর্নামেন্ট স্টেজে আসছে
সবাই তো মনে করে হুদা হুদিতে
সবাই তো আর সানি দেয় না
Bulldog in there. Yeah. That made it look easy.
Just the timing, the symmetry starting to really hit for me when I'm watching how loud they're playing inside these retakes. And And it's one of the stats I think the desk brought up at the very start of the day is how statistically strong they are at those retakes. And I mean, you see it so tangibly so often with them, you know, being an outlier on it. So again, wonderful to see that emotion here, but I'm just happy we get a close game. 8-9 now, Loud picking up where they left off. OpTic financially in a curious spot here. Able to
জায়গা থাক করা
দেখবেন না ম্যাচ আছে এরপরে দুইটা আরো
না কাল অফিস যাই দেখমান
আচ্ছা বসরা কইয়েন জেসে করা অফিসে বস
কঠিন গেম খেলতে
কি কোনটা ভালো হ্যাঁ
রেড ডেড
রেডিমশন হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ এরকম অন্য গেম খেলতে থাকলে আর মানে ভালো খেলা লাগবে না
মোটামুটি হার্ড টাইপের গেম
pretty decent as well. Looking at the exploration mission from Aspas. Once again down tube. So if they do double back, probably going to be the early warning signal at the very least. The worst, the downfall of them falling away. But not the first time we've seen them explore this, so hopefully it's on the priority list if you are OpTic to stay diligent to check this on the way back around.
So what is your shaitan are? Are recon mar এটার উপর একটা আরে মিস করছে
He had to try and close that down, finally gets suppressed, but by now the damage is done. Sassy's there, but the reply comes in, death from above. Now the 4v3, numbers favourable towards OpTic. They can get the plant. A quick flank from Pancada, and they've kept their space on the side. They still have tube. They still
Pancada বাস আবার ফেলাঙ্কে চলে এসেছে
have a man behind them. It's Pancada on the flank, but the Vipers pit in position. There's a player to his left, and the timing could work out here. Crashies get the timing just right. They seem aware of this. Yay already looking this way, and Crashies.
বারবার ফেলাঙ্ক দাও খালি
Players who are allowing a little bit of time for work feel irrelevant to the outcome. How are they meant to get back into this? Step into the green and just hope for the best. Not finding anything here.
দেশে মার ব্রো
এই ম্যাচ তো ওভারটাইমে চলে যাবে
নাইস
OpTic tie things up. This is on the back of early on. There's no rotation on the back. You can see the pings coming on the back of that Viper's pit, but OpTic just set themselves up to pop through double doors.
স্যার এরকম আধা ট্যাটু করতে হবে নাহলে ভালো খেলতে পারবে না কিন্তু
আর হাতে ট্যাটুটা দেখলাম
হয় টাকলা হালা সাসি সাসি আগো আমাকে সুমন ভাই কি ই আছে ভিসিতে আছে না নাই সান ও সান
নাই
ও আচ্ছা নাই নাই
It really reassures Aspas he is in the right place for this. Now, eventually we'll have to pay attention towards main. Eyes trained on towards mid, and he's really made a meal of it. Nightmare scene does get at least the stinger, but it's really not much to be writing home about here. Could have done with a kill off that. But the fast flank is in. Now Crashy's very diligent, but I think just missed the timing on the window and saying.
This
What can he do though? It is a 4v3, but the weaponry's still good, but they are pinned in towards elbow, Mike.
পালাইয়ে দেখতে আছে
FNS tried, but didn't get what he wanted.
শেষ পুরো রাউন্ডারে পয়েন্ট মেরে দিলে
Tries to respond, but Aspas closes things out. The thrifty response from Loud.
ইয়ার বালের ফলোটা কই থাকে
জাহানে কেডা দেয় না মনে
Fast flank coming
বাল খেলে
things going right. A little bit of window time where Crashes almost caught him as he crossed in towards window, and the punish that was picked up towards, I think it was Yay there. Again, the timing great for Loud, but perfect responses in kind. Nothing working out on the other side, and this was the start of things. Whole lot of information, and again with that fast walkout, they already kind of knew that. So really making it count. in the Thrifty, and back and forth again we go. 9 to 10 now.
Similar position to earlier, actually. There's no comfort in the finances here.
That's that. How far to go? Let's see. 'Cause it looks quite all in from OpTic, genuinely. This seems very direct, not particularly exploring many other options. Which
ওকে পুরো সাইড ফ্রি পেয়ে গেছে, পুরো সাইড খালি। আরে ওরে ডাবল শট করা শট।
melted and burned down, but still alive. And OpTic are panicking. And now surrounded, they didn't get to the deeper post plants. The pop
Are nice.
does at least give them a little bit more freedom, but the instantaneous trade. Rez gonna come in, maybe not.
Are nice.
Oh yay! Predicts the push back in.
Oh, Vector smoker মধ্যে দিয়ে হেডশট মারছে।
We're tied all even. Answer right back in kind here for OpTic.
What was that headshot from Victor? The Viper wall was up.
ওয়ার্ল্ডের মধ্যে দিয়ে শটটা দিয়েছে কেমনে?
Going huge for OpTic. The second here onto Aspas as well. Resets to this position. Perfect read on the timing. Show me the Victor kill. Like, that was ridiculous to close that out.
10-10 কেউ কাউরে সারাসারি নেই।
No financial comfort. It's 10 apiece now.
It's scrappy buys in here. We've got an operator with a light armor. We've got
it off the rip.
They both walked it. They both
দারু বাল
বাল খেলা দিয়েছে. Audacious play.
দুইটাই পড়ে গেছে খালি একটা না।
Two picks back to back. Perfect start for Loud.
And even here with FNS in position for this very reason. Sassy isolates Marved. Crash is going to come through with the drone here. Already less left to handle B site, at least on the back of the spy cam. Not really sure if it was noted there, but it was. Crashes comes through. Keep your eyes on Victor though. He's got himself into tunnel already here. Sassy slipped into archway. He's planning on playing off contact here, but
nice.
Found the kill.
Okay, it's 3 of them here. Now just 2, so it should be fine, right? You got Crashies and Yay with an operator though, and a little bit of room to work here. Straight towards the side they go. They want to shut this man down. They want him dead to right. They want him gone. They want him buried. Who dares step forward first? Crashes by Pillar. Spots one.
Off.
Comes in. It's all on Yay. Now the problem starts to really.
আরে নো স্কোপ লাগে নাই।
Diffuse gonna come in and Loud once again take the lead. But Mike, the start of that round in my mind was everything.
It really was. And like I said, FNS, or OpTic in general, prepared for this, right? But Sassy still threads the needle, finds that first blood. And then even less there, the contingency plan on it. Such a
খেলা শেখা লাগবে সাসির দিতে, সাসি যে পরিমাণ রাউন্ড আনে।
ballsy play to make here. OpTic will now feel the pinch again. It's actually crazy to just look at the money every single round. They're going blow for blow, Lauren.
এফএনএস রে মারিয়া তামাতা বানাই এলাইছে 716।
It is obscene how close this is. The back and forth between these two sides, both elevating in kind every single time. Another bailout on a Thrifty or an individual pop-up for a really creative play. This is the grand finals you truly love seeing. This rematch fabled now. Let's see if it does hold true to a back and forth. This would be OpTic if that's the case. This could be the one to double down on though if you're allowed. Make it to 12. Knife going in, good timing. Should note, I thought maybe 2 there, but actually only catching 1.
Actually, Sadak posts up a little deeper on this. You can see him creeping that way, but Crashes here with the spike. Marved has to stand his ground.
নাইস চুলকায় খালি। কালকে জেট ওই অগজেট ওই রমাই বই রইছে খালি। বুঝলা সানিদা সাইডের মধ্যে ফাইট ফুট হইছে এরপরে হলা নরস। নাইস
an opportunity without turning it down. So now already Pong going to come in, but on the other side, that's a connection. Hold on, FNS, can he do the dance well enough? Ooh, keeps his life. Good work for him, and now the Pong can come through. 10 seconds, none of these shock darts will find any purchase in time. So now it's the post plant. And OpTic, this is looking like it's that silliness of the back and forth, and Yay in the back lines.
Yay se koi diya bhai.
Targets in front of him. Headhunted to hand spots.
VCT
One goes a little astray.
Fuck.
Across the line towards left, but predicts Sassy maybe swinging.
Line up again.
Spotting to the side.
Ha Viper to line up গেছে ও না লাইন আপে ওই যে বামে বইস ওই যে এফএনএস তেসে ইয়ে কানের উপরে
Slips past this tube hold, and OpTic will tie things up now as Sassy desperately tries to hold on to this rifle.
আরে মার খেয়ে খেলো 11 একটা ওরা না একটা আরে না একটা ওরা না আরে হালারা যাইয়া খালি মরতে আস
Look at the timeline. What is that? From the round 17, it's been back and forth the whole way, and you'd think the economy would have had an impact or something, but it seems to go beyond that. It seems to not care if they're on a thrifty or if they're on a full buy, if they have ults or not. It is back and forth. If it keeps going through this way, though, it should be loud to convert.
The round, এককালে মনে করো VCT খিস ধরে দেখতে যাইতে পারো
আমি খিস ধরাইবে কেডা
Viper's bit available. That's actually one away from the blade storm, so that could be crucial here to be able to round out this purchase. On the other side, OpTic going to be feeling pretty happy with themselves with some upgrades in that previous round. Crashes on that Hunter's Fury as well. Like I said, just the psychological warfare in these early rounds. Loud looking to continue that trend as well. OpTic haven't really won out from one of these wide defaults, and Loud are the ones to continuously punish that. It's actually then on the lesser purchases, not necessarily the thrifty rounds, but the lesser purchases where OpTic then look to stack up and hit a side together. It seems to work pretty well.
Yeah, it does.
I mean, I feel like the retakes have come on their buy rounds, which
I know.
is like...
Huh. Okay, 11-11. Make a wish. This is so ridiculous that we are here. So this should be a loud round. Now, of course, they have a stinger, so fantastic. They seem great with it.
Les and Aspas walking mid early on.
But the site's completely free.
Okay, side pura paye gese, nice. There's no challenge. Oh, what a shot, what a shot.
Insane impact of the spray. He just goes wild in towards middle, and Marv actually gets the benefit.
4v3 এর উপরে অপ আছে মিস করিস না ভাই কেউ মরিস না
Aspas, Salak, Pancada, anything in the tank here. There's no ways in. They don't have that springboard yet. Where's that first pick?
ভাইপার কই লাইন আপ মাইন আপ জানে না ভালোর পে গেছে কই
আরে পাইছে রাউন্ড
সাইডে দিস পরপর তাহলে দুইটা পাওয়া হইলো রাউন্ড এই
রাউন্ডটা পাইলি
কেমন মিস
না পাচ্ছে এসপিরে দেয় না দেখছো আমি তো
আরে মরলে না ম্যাডাম মরে দিত সাহানালে তো এতক্ষণ সাইপ পে ধরে কান্দে উড়ে গেল এইটা নাকি সানিদা এই রাউন্ডটা লাগে লাউডের তিনটা বুলডগ ভাই বাই নেই
এসপাসে হালা তাইলে রাউন্ড অনেকটা আওয়াজ আসবে
কারে ও মিডিয়া আসলে
এসপাস সামনে আইবে না কারণ হারিয়ে গেলে একটু তো
ড্রোন দিয়া মানে ইরিকন দিয়ে বাইর করবে না রে টেনশন নেই আরে এই মনে ম্যান একটা মরবে নাইস রিকনের জন্য বেঁচে গেছে বিসি কান দিলে দৌড় দিস আরে মল্লে মল্লে কেটা জানি মার্স মরে গেছে
আরে শেষ আরে ক্রাশি শেষ মানে অব এই ম্যাচটা ইসে দেওয়া লাগবে
হবারে নিতে বুলডগ দিয়ে কি মার দে আর রেডিএস অন করে খেলে এই দুইটা টিমে আমি দেখি খেলি কোলোজক আর ফারুক মানে এরা রেডিএস অন করতেই থাকে এই দুটোটা টিমই সেম একদম
Absolutely ridiculous heroics from Aspas. Another outrageous play.
ওরে এই যে ব্লেড স্টমটা
Les as well playing his life so effectively. FNS actually gets spotted on the spy cam. Les slips away, makes them deep clear all the way through B site and punishes that.
Such a safe pair of hands there. Okay, looking at the last cannons on either side, but it's Victor to really don it on towards this. Taking space or actively holding the angles. Seeing a little bit deeper towards bottom mid, so I wonder if Victor gets any reward for this.
I mean, Pancala and Sassy literally just have a crossfire set up right now. They're expecting OpTic to walk mid. Because out of double doors, but with an operator, how deep does he actually push through here?
He's committing on it. The owl drone, he just saw it. Does he get to be able to tuck in?
I don't think he saw Victor though.
No.
He's going forwards.
He hasn't been seen. Victor's got away! The owl drone, he's still in middle, but he's getting chased down. Pancada's out there as well. The hunter becomes the hunted, but he gets to slip away, and he's gone unnoticed.
ওরে লাক
Oh my god.
কঠিন লাক
He's making his way with the spike back over here. On the other side thing.
Who's on the side?
Pancada hasn't been noted.
How's Pancada got this far? Completely unnoted. They can't rotate.
Surely he backstabs Archie's here. Surely.
But now though, Yay under so much scrutiny here, feeling all of that pressure coming his way. Les needs to win the fight.
Nice.
Now they've got problems. Aspas the one to do it, but that's
আরে পেন কার্ড একটা দিয়ে দিস
takes the fight towards Victor. Now there's no way.
ওরে পেন কার্ড আরে ওরে
She's gonna hold the side, but a 2v2. They have no time. They got a plan now. Sadak, no gun to hand. He skips the spike down. That's the best he can do. Taken out by FNS now. Aspas the 1v2.
আরে নাই
The one that took them to OT has to go big again, and Crashes is closing the gap. He's got him.
এই যে ক্রাউস করে প্লেয়ারটা কইছিল দেখছলা
Take the first.
ক্রাউস করে শটটা দিছে কিন্তু
Boggling. Pancada wins such an important duel with Victor just ahead of this, then doubles down, but FNS and Crashies, they toe the line, and I'll be honest, if Aspas has any other gun there, he can stay on site. He can actually take a fight. Yes, he's got no armor, he's glass cannon coming into that, but he has to reset away with the operator. What a round.
Oh, the signs go up as the timeout comes in. OpTic want some composure, want a moment to talk it through, regain that focus, not let it slip out, you know, find any sort of mistakes. You see Chet is just on that mic. He is talking through every single thing to keep in the forefront of their minds here.
এখন আশায় কোন জায়গা দিয়ে
They do have that advantage now after Loud through this back.
See what the approach is here for OpTic as well. Whether or not Loud on the defense, whether or not Sassy's going to get aggressive anywhere, whether or not Sadak's going to take some space away from OpTic. Total pace shift coming back into overtime here, at least early on. Aspas back on that glass cannon. As if he's going to be tasked with holding down Tube, but not going to find anything on the other end of that. Not even Yay. OpTic is stacked as 5 outside and already poising for a set piece here with the pings coming through, but there's 3 members of Loud
Right place.
to try and hold this down, Lauren.
This is so much. OpTic, that knife. Oh,
it's one. And it's Yay, that's the worst person.
People. But now they're going to see utility committed. But as I said, they started to pull away from the site. VIKTOR trying to get towards the pillar.
Arena.
Let's send him back. And now it ain't done yet. Spot another player. Less on the case. Straight goes good. He gets down marked. Five still stand for Loud. They've sent them away. They've sent them running from the gates. Loud finding the answers in the right moment. Now Yay and Crashies.
Arena ho gaya.
It's all on Crashies now. It looks destined for another go. Crashies, he's got problems left, right, center. The first challenger in front, but probably a bullet to the side of the brain feels inevitable. But he actually gets away. He's got 50 seconds to work with here.
He's actually spotted Pancada all the way at bottom.
আল্লাহর মহল্লায় ফিলাং দিতে আসলে
Tons of time to play with as well.
কনফিডেন্ট ওয়ার ফিলাং দেবে না দেখছ
Leaving B with less down on 11 HP as well.
No. Sure.
He can't get through
He's
that,
got to go. Okay. So he's dealt with that early enough. 30 seconds. Still giving himself a chance. 30 seconds left. Pull the players back, but he's going to go for a mad rotation now. 20 seconds. Does he have time for this?
And actually being spotted with the Owl drone to pull Pancada off this. He's got the time to make it to site. I mean, it's going to take a hell of a lot for anyone on the side allowed to get ahead of this, but...
He could have Hunter's Fury potentially if he's able to get the plant and then one more. Look at him. Look at this. He knows he's got a couple of seconds on this one. Away we go. Plant going to come down. Nothing to stop it.
3 2 1
Oh my word.
go
Such damage. Sussy got there so fast. 13-13. All even.
A beautiful hold by Loud as well. Even though that's essentially a 5v3, the knife comes through, it marks Yay. Like I said, possibly the worst indicator, right? The one you'd almost expect to be posted up on flank control. OpTic pop on the back of it. Actually, at that point, the fight comes through, the choke point being their demise. Well, that number advantage counts for nothing.
El Clasico is delivering.
Yeah.
It really is, yo. I wasn't... And it's such a unique kind of rivalry that is purely forged from just the amount of times they faced each other. Nothing outside of the game. None of that. It's purely all about the game itself. What a brilliant concept. What a fantastic... Again, rolling it back, finding VIKTOR, and then opening up an avenue. They're pressing this hard. They ain't going to back away from this. One towards the stairs, one towards the top side, over by CT. Aldrone doing its thing, but he's got support there. No one to close down the gap, but this is feverish. The pace!
এই ম্যাচে I guess
This is going to have a headache, and Crashies, Marved, and Yay left in tatters here. What do they do with it?
সব শেষ
Actually, Blade Storm comes through, but it's Sadak to seal the deal. The Prime Gaming flawless in round 27 for Loud to go ahead. Aspas back on the glass cannon. It's Yay on the other side of it this time. Another opener here from Chu. And he gets it so quickly with that updraft.
এক সাইডে টানে আশপাশ আর এক সাইডে টানে ইয়ে
FNS as well. And you get
কিন্তু অগো টিমের আরো দুইটা ম্যান ভালো খেলে আর এই টিমের একের নিচের দুইটা ম্যান একের বাজে খেলে
how Sadak and Aspas can find any sort of comfort.
ওই যাও এফএনএস 6-19 এফএনএস 6-19 মারিয়া ভাতা ভাতা বানাই গেলাইস
So many opportunities now and a tag towards Sassy, but
Sassy ate that, yeah.
ফার্স্ট ম্যাচে মনে হইতেছে রাউন্ড পাইবে না
হ্যাঁ গেছে ম্যাচ এটা শেষ
who takes the advantage in this overall series so far? Yet to be determined. Still, chances here for OpTic to close us back in, but a very patient default being toyed with Mike.
Adjustment here on the utility as well. Les has actually put a trap down towards double doors, I believe. The number of times that OpTic lent back into kind of that mid-round split onto a side. The other adjustment being Aspas tucked into that corner on the right side of main.
ও আলারে লাভ দিয়ে বডি সাসিরে বডি শট দিছে না অপেরাটা বডি শট পড়ছে
Trap set here. And they're going back towards this split potentially.
Aspas
VIKTOR.
terrifies me, though.
Yeah.
This guy's an absolute demon. 25-60. He's having a highlight game.
VIKTOR comes away. There's going to be no secondary layer of pressure here.
How'd you get him off this angle? How'd you force him away? Gets suppressed, so he will stand and he'll fight, but that doesn't seem to really fuss him much. Left. 30 seconds.
They're not in the door yet.
They're not even out main. There's gonna be one flash and go, and Aspas is ahead of this. Oh, great!
Nice.
There's still problems ahead. There's still players on the side. It's not a safe plant. There's still someone towards the backside itself. That Garda.
Nice.
Great work.
সেই এটা হচ্ছে অ্যাটাকিং ম্যাপ, তো অ্যাটাক দিতে আছে, ভরপুর অ্যাটাক দেয়। নাইস
রাউন্ডে আর কি এর আগের রাউন্ডে অ্যাটাকিং এ করছি কি হলো না মরিয়া ভূতই রে
আরে ডোরো দিয়ে দাও।
Crashes finds the tag. The knife reveals it, but paint a picture. Aspas know at this point, and they force his hand. See Victor there to find that one, but the flash is pixel.
এরম করে মারছে গতকালকে ওই টিমটা আমাগো। ভাইপার ওয়াল দিয়ে এইসেরে টেকা জানা, এরপরে স্টান পরে, রিকন পরে, উপরে দিয়ে পিচ দিয়ে মারে।
It's both Ye and Victor this time opting for it. This is super dangerous. Now do they get to the timing on this? Not making the players.
Victor's actually anchoring towards
pressure again. This true pressure has been so good for Loud. So dangerous to depend on, but once again it's found some.
Okay. সাইডের মধ্যে ওরম বরবরে ঢুকে গেলে কেমনে?
And we didn't even see the operators. They didn't even have a say. These pacey hits from Loud.
কিছুই বুঝলাম না আমি। সাইডের মধ্যে এরম ঢুকে কেমনে?
হঠাৎ করে সব টপ টপ টপ টপ করে পড়লো।
Loud once again take advantage.
Absolutely backhanding OpTic to find
এই ম্যাচে খেলা দেখে মোটামুটি বোঝা যাইতেছে
as we enter round
প্রবলেম মনে লাউডই নেবে।
হ্যাঁ
that was a curveball there. Either of those operators
অপটিকের চান্স নাই। মায়ের দিতে আছে কি পরিমাণ দাও পুরো এই যে কি জানো
lucky to escape there because I think he's
flawless মারতে আছে।
One blind into that poison orb and he's just out of sight.
Nice. Here. 14.
Donated them, I guess.
That's nice. He's off. That's. Excuse me. He's
going to hear the jump spot though from FNS. OpTic back on this mid split once again.
But again, this also means that Sadek can't fall here, right? Sadek has to play. I don't think he heard him. Now he has. Oh, he can't do it.
ওরে বাবা রে কলজা বাইরে যাওয়ার কথা এরম রইলো।
Sadek now all alone. He's got players pouring in. One to the left, two to the front. The flash takes a fair amount of it himself. He can't really play out of it yet. A Laban spray, but he holds on. Back to the wall. He still holds on. And now it's all on Crashies.
Shush.
And only 50 seconds to do something.
Should it be one?
Needs a kill and he'd get Hunter's Fury. Maybe that could be something. He's composed himself here. And another spot, 3 bullets in the mag. He falls away.
ভিক্টরের মধ্যে একটা খেলা দে।
That's what he's desperate for. Another attempt and another death.
শেষ বেটে। ওকে আইছে। আমরা আইছেন কোন জমে আবার।
আমি তো খেলা দেখতে। মাতবর ভাই
চলে গেছে ঘুমাইতে গেছে।
না মাতবর ভাই
দেখতে কালকে খেলাটা
না হেলে আর মজা হইল না মাতবর ভাই এদিকে থাকতেন খেলা দেখতাম আরেকটা ম্যাচ মাত্র লাগে এই খেলা 5 ম্যাচে যাবে আমি এখনই বলি দিয়ে গেলাম দেখেন
সামনের ইডে জিততে যাইবে এরা লাউড সামনের ম্যাচে লাউড জিততে যাইবে 4 ম্যাচে শেষ হইবে যাক একটু হালকা হয়ে আসি
এই খেলা দেখলে আমার মাইন্ড ফাক হইতেছে আস্তে আস্তে
So many just unbelievable runs. This one from Carter again denying Ye on that massive round who's going to have the switch up. There's so much going on this game.
There was. It's got to be said again. Aspas and Les, they were the highlight players here in this composition here on Breeze. And they were worth their weight in gold. That's to say, actually, Victor had an outrageous performance here. And trying to drag OpTic online in some of those rounds where they're just unable to convert. That financial advantage they have. I'm not sure actually how the matchup would go with what the Deskers have there. Who flipped more thrifties? Or those light buys, or that half force that was coming through. Just an insane Breeze here.
And with Loud now taking advantage over this series, this changes the tone going forward. This now becomes the run it back, right? This becomes the OpTic can't drop the ball now, Mike. They are on that knife's edge moment. It's precarious from this point forward.
They absolutely are. And you come back to that point earlier, we were talking about Atsy, with the way this has gone back and forth, map 2 aside, somebody needs a confidence booster. Because like I said, they need to get into some form of momentum, which is so difficult against both of these teams that have that slow burn playstyle, very reactive, and they're willing to put their power players in position to take advantage.
Well, it's not over yet, but it's getting closer. Things keep going the way they are. Loud now have the upper hand. They have the chance to close at potentially a 3-1. All those predictions could be true, or OpTic has something left for us. We will find out after the break.
शुरू कर बेटा तात्तरे शुरू कर बाजे खेले चट्टी
Trophy. I'm your host Yingsu and I'm back here with Mimi, Saisho and Bren. Guys, it's happening!
I know.
It's happening!
It is insane. This team is now on the verge of being the first ever non-NA or EMEA team to win a trophy. They're just one map away.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, history is in the making right now. It's within the touching distance of Loud. And they just have to make sure it doesn't slip through their fingers. But this is such a different story to Reykjavik at this point. It is just a completely branching time avenue.
And you think about how Reykjavik went as well. Way back in the day, with Breeze as the deciding map, it was OpTic that took it in that OT scenario. And now Loud, this is literally the experience being manifest on the global stage right here, right now.
Loud continues to be such a good team when the going gets tough, when games get close, at making the adaptations on the fly and closing out. These are the games where things get stressful, where you have to pull something from the depths of your pocket to be able to win. And they've done it. In overtime, this team was thriving.
Yeah, I feel like Loud had so many... Well, listen, it was back and forth so many different times. And then in OT, Loud are running really good A splits. Aspas was popping off. And he was just finding entry pick after entry pick. I know in terms of the first kills, OpTic were leading, but in the overtime rounds, Loud were just winning every single attack to put them in position to win the map.
I gotta give immense amount of credit as well. I mean, we highlighted less at the beginning of this map. This guy was going nuclear at such a young age on the big stage. And as well, the adaptations towards the end of the entire end of this map, with him anchoring a lot more, not playing for the retakes. He was just a thorn in the side of OpTic consistently. And as well as that, just playing off the space that Aspas, the MVP of this entire map, was creating all the time.
Yeah, the young players that struggled at Copenhagen have come back into this event, into the grand final, the most important match of their careers, and have stepped up in such a massive way. Aspas on this jet, in particular, was just impeccable with the operator.
What was this?
I don't know.
What was that?
It's absurd.
And also, you've got to contrast this against, you know, Aspas going crazy, killing Marv and FNS over and over and over again. And it felt like those two players for OpTic were never allowed to get into the game at all. They had moments where they might have been able to make something happen, but they both looked so much less comfortable than when OpTic were playing against DRX yesterday. And that just can't happen in these big moments. They need everybody.
Well, North America, it's okay. I'm going to bring in someone to send you all of the copium and hopium. It is the one and only Shroud. He's with Golden Boy.
Thank you so much, Yintu. Yes, I'm joined here by the young up and coming.
আরে অপটিক ঠিক আছে তাহলে তো আমি এমনি অপটিক আরে না শ্রাউড আনছে শ্রাউড অপটিকের জার্সি টার্সি পরে রয়েছে
tournament like this in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have experience playing on stages
like this. BenQ ki louder double reason na?
Yeah.
BenQ. BenQ to deni.
Like what is that?
Ei hala kare tag kora na de.
I could tell. It's
Eta to je comment
making the wrong play at the wrong moment.
No, I mean, it's kind of like how I'm feeling right now. You know, I know half the crowd is already gone, but I'm feeling kind of like a little nervous, a little amped up, a little excited. But a lot of it, when you're playing, goes away in that first few rounds.
Yeah.
You get those first few round jitters. Pistol round is always the hardest because you got to be the most precise, of course. But once you get the pistol round out of the way, it's all just natural, you know, what you're doing at home.
Yeah. Now, based on your attire, it seems like you're cheering for a specific team. Who'd have thunk it? But I actually do want to get your thoughts on this OpTic lineup, right? They just, you know, fell on Breeze here. It was a very close game, 2-1 in the series. Kind of want to get your vibe here on, like, you know, what you're picking as, especially since you have just re-entered in the competitive sphere yourself. What are you noticing as you're watching these games?
I mean, for me right now, what I actually said in my last interview is I said 3-2 loud.
Yeah.
And I actually still think that's going to go that way.
That's fair.
I think Haven is going to go to OpTic. I feel like OpTic has a really, really strong Haven.
Yeah.
But I believe Icebox is the last map, and Loud is nasty. They are so good at Icebox. I really, really want to see it go to 5 maps, but I still think it's going to be 3-2.
Oh, man.
Sorry, NA.
Yeah, he's wearing the jersey. Hex is watching at home. Hastro's watching, crying, tears. No, I'm kidding, man. But look, man, I know everyone at home's wondering. I know you talked about a little bit on the gold carpet, but what's next for you, man? Because there's obviously been a lot of rumblings, a lot of chit-chatter. What's the deal?
I mean, the deal is hopefully jumping on a team, whether it's tier 1, whether it's tier 2. If it's tier 2, I'd like to start a team. Maybe get some up and comers. If it's tier 1, I mean, of course, I want to see how well I can do in like a full scale 3 to 6 month, like really, really go hard. I only played for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, I want to see how I do in 3 months.
Yeah, man, you want to get a little bit more time in the field. You know what I'm saying? Hey, dude, Shroud, don't matter the game, don't matter the event. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, my man. But let's send it back over to Yintu and the rest of the desk. So break it all down. You heard it here first. He wants to come back.
OpTic Shroud, anyone? I mean, even Shroud is not really believing in OpTic right now. It's all about Loud now. You guys said it. One more map.
And I think the crucial thing that Shroud brings up is that it doesn't have to be this next map. It literally doesn't have to be Haven. They can lose this and head to Icebox. The point is that they are on tournament map right now, and Loud only need one more, and they will have cemented their place in history.
And I think it rewinds back to the map pool. You come in with that huge advantage, get to start with the maps that you're confident on, and now you're in a position, you're in a mindset where we only need one map, we only need one opportunity. I think it alleviates a lot of the pressure from the shoulders of this Loud squad, now just being that millimeter away from the trophy.
And that trophy, honestly, just moments away, an opportunity for Brazil as a region to carve out history right here in Valorant as well. Before we head into the whole, 2023, where it's going to be much more structured, this is the time to shine now in the open circuit and to make a name for yourself as Loud as, the team that can actually go toe-to-toe with North America and EMEA.
The crazy thing as well is that we would be heading to Sao Paulo with Loud
with a title
as the defending champions, which would just be bonkers. I mean, they're about to be losing it, but it's not wrapped up yet. And Sassy had quotes before where he was talking about the fact that when you're in positions like this, nothing is guaranteed. And it is still possible that OpTic win on Haven and Icebox. Things always get crazy in map 5.
And when it comes to map 4, these two teams have faced each other 5 times in the past, and Mimi, we have never seen a 4th map before. This is the first time.
Yeah, it's always this one-sided series between the two, but now we get to head to Haven, and Haven's going to be a really interesting one because for OpTic, they've been playing this composition with the Phoenix that pretty much no one else has been running.
It's off the goop.
I know, but it's been working somehow, Josh. I've been a massive Phoenix hater this whole event, yet they have some really cool game plans that have made this work against some really good teams. They've beaten DRX here, they've beaten Nexet here, but the issue is they've shown it twice already.
And I think, honestly, the big takeaway for this upcoming map and honestly Shroud was kind of hinting at it, is the IGLing, I think, for FNS. The way that they approach this map of Haven, OpTic have a really great idea of how they want to play the macro game, how they weave in and out of the defensive setups, and find those openings to really exploit.
When you look at how he was performing individually on Breeze, and I'm talking about FNS here, I think the amount of bandwidth he has to put towards the IGLing is reducing his ability to frag out here. But it doesn't matter as much on Haven, in my opinion, because he's got the Killjoy utility that he really plays around. He doesn't need to be that big fragger and the guy that pulls up the hero plays. But I agree with you. It feels taxing out there right now for Sadak and for FNS in terms of, I mean, these games are going so deep. There are overtimes, adaptations between the two. It's just so much to try and keep track of the deeper you go.
And Auspice, the man that you see just big chilling with his dogs right now, he's the guy who on this map is going to continue to be enabled as a star. Last time it was the Jet on Breeze. Now he heads towards the Raze with the composition that has the Fade, the Breach in there, all this utility to set him up for success, to find value from his utility in the early round. And OpTic, their composition is not as good in shutting that down, so I think it's a great opportunity to thrive on Haven.
Yeah, it's really interesting actually looking at, I mean, OpTic's comp is just wild to start with. But what's really intriguing in the last couple of times they've done it is that, you know, Victor is they're playing a defense-sided comp in theory with the Chamber and the Killjoy, but Victor seems to get way more value playing the Phoenix on attack. And that's not always going to be the case with Phoenix on defense. There's a lot of good places to play it, but it just seems like he gets more value out of going aggressive on those side hits. He had something like 10 kills in 3 rounds against DRX.
We're heading to the Prime Gaming Agent Select here. No one so far in this tournament has been able to get more than 6 rounds on this map against Loud. It's going to be a tough task for OpTic, Mimi, especially if they decide to bring out that Phoenix again.
Yeah, if they go back to it, it's the big question. They haven't had a lot of time, so I don't expect a change, and there will not be one. They head back to that same composition.
Yeah, and I think this is going to be a really exciting map to potentially decide the series, but to potentially bring us to that map number 5, because it does come down, again, just to reiterate it, the IGL head-to-head, the way these teams are adapting to each other, FNS and Sadhak, one against another.
We've also seen, if you think back to Copenhagen, the final map was a bit of a punty composition out there from HYPERX, and the regret that was potentially felt there as they picked an unconventional comp and lost with it. We might see a similar thing again. The narrative coming out of this is why did they go for this crazy comp on Haven? But it's worked in the past. Can it work here?
Elimination game they played.
Okay.
Final map, they pull out this composition. They pull it over line. They qualify to this grand final. They're punting on it again, and if it works, it's something legendary.
Well, this is match point, series point,
tournament
point here for Loud. They're on the edge.
আমি তো কোনো টিমই রে না দেখি না।
Over to you, Pansy and HYPERX for map 4.
এমেয়া
But if this series is anything to go by
খাইছো?
so far, it should be far from a clear-cut case. We've had OTs, we've had crazy turnarounds, we've had some quite
বেশি গাই লাইছো মনে
in there too. But Mike, we stand on the verge of potentially Loud now taking this, right? This could be their opportunity now to truly claim their title and move it, forward, lock it in. Yeah. Tell me some hopium here for OpTic. Tell me what they've got that they can change this, because as all stands, it's Loud winning this thing.
I mean, call it hopium. We're relying on Loud still not getting a solid grasp on how OpTic want to apply this composition. And Victor's been great. I mean, the pressure he's able to create from his ultimates, even just on some of the dry rounds, on utility alone. They have some really, really cool little set pieces behind it. But Loud, like I said, they've had the opportunity to sit back and watch this now, in effect. And where OpTic have been happy to play unorthodox and really upset the rhythm of some of these rounds.
সান দাও তুই কোন টিমে রেনা আছে?
Looking fairly all in initially here for OpTic.
ও সানিদা
আচ্ছা এটা হেড না আরে টুলটুলের মত আমি যেমন করছি রিনা লইছ
তুমি মেয়া সেটিং ঠিক করে ডকমা তো চাও মেন দাও না
This should be quite concise if all goes to plan. Clearing out the close corners on towards sewer, but no one really paying much mind to it because we see it. Louder playing a little bit deeper. One towards CT, one towards Heaven. Victor going to take the space. Force him away and actually take that space himself. Doubling down on that, it's also Crashies, but both taking a little low here. Look at the HP. Crashies, Victor, and FNS. All a little chipped up.
তিনজনের এইচপি নেই
fault line's going to be perfect. Actually catching 3.
রাউন্ড যাইবে এটা
Time to get the wrap on as well. Sassy noting 2, but somehow they're still alive. It's Zadak to connect towards Victor, down to 3 now. Zadak waiting on the player and towards Graffiti. Can they get him in time? Pancada pries away at finesse.
না বেঁচে গেছ এক করে বেঁচে গেছ বুঝছি না দেখবেন না
The fault line was beautiful. They actually only got the 1 kill off the back of that. Les swings through, finds that headshot. Unfortunately, all that damage done early on. And remember, Victor and Crashes, I believe, tucked into Graffiti. Was so tagged up. I mean, Sassy should have had those kills, to be honest. He was so close to finding them. OpTic 7-0 in revenge matches. Now actually up against the ropes.
What a bittersweet moment this will be across the board. If you've loved this matchup, again, seeing Loud, for example, go out in groups. Last time we got to see this real matchup go down in another tournament. And what a reply would that be? Revenge truly served best when it's cold. And at this point, already damage.
গেছে
Gonna catch Crashes. It didn't actually hit the second player, but
কাম হয়ে গেছে আজকে
wounded left. Marv, how he does on one. Quick handling of this. Sassy fired up now. That leads to Sadax there. It's comfortable in the end. Softened at the start.
That's the fault line, the C's and the paint shell. Like I said, the combo comes through pretty late just to catch OpTic off guard. Now we start testing, like I said, that homework factor. Some of the things that OpTic set up in the early round. Only 2 kills on the side of OpTic, Victor and Marv to get on the board here. Actually, 2 Bulldogs and a Vandal in the hands of Les here. Very comfortable round 3 setup, actually. Especially now if they want to sit a little deeper and force OpTic to explore the map. Deep smoke on A lobby as well. That's actually going to draw Crashes and their finesse back here. On the back of that, Les is actually tucked into sewers now with that rifle. He's got a safe TP outside Link.
ভোটে দিস একদম
And that's just all on the back of that smoke. That smoke draws Crashes and FNS, puts them on high alert, and less punishes.
Here is fantastic. Watching it play off in real time. So they are reconvening over towards the A side. Already early work and space taken by FNS. I think Victor's by his side too. Yeah, going to kind of linger around middle. And not necessarily a bad call. Correct call as it stands, noting that we do have this less on the other side, sat deep towards kind of the stairs, almost CT, back up towards heaven. So there should be a plan here. I do wonder if they try and get someone potentially early towards CT or get a little ahead of it. It looks like they're trying that, absolutely. I feel they've been given a little bit of freedom here. How much space do they try and take? FNS trying to maybe set up Victor a little here, but see how diligent they are on the way back in. Once again, Loud are notoriously good at this.
FNS caught on that one. Actually, the other side might even fall for this, but pinch comes through. Zadak and Les have found kills. Aspas over the top now. He's found Yay.
He's found Marv. It's just instantaneous.
বাইং রাউন্ডের একদম সুকুরে দিস
And you are watching it in droves.
Look at the HP bars. Barely breaking a sweat. They create that early advantage. Sassy has fallen, but that's it. A tag onto Les.
আমার দত্তের সে ঘুমায় খেলা দেখতে
I've never seen it look so easy.
That's the third converted. And it's all on the back of this early setup, removing Crashes.
ঘুমাইতেছে তো কালকে রাতে ঘুমাও না এর জন্য
Once again from Loud. It's ridiculous. And that's the plan from the get-go. You see, as soon as that first blood's drawn, they know they have the 5v4, they have numbers advantage. They reset back into that retake setup. Guardian, 2 stingers to work with here for OpTic.
Looks simplistic, straight through towards Garage if he keeps going this way. Yeah, gonna actually catch Pancada. Note him falling away. And take Garage. Now they're gonna seemingly prop up one, gonna leave potentially Crashes in towards that and explore the rest of the map. They had everyone else actually explore the middle, but it's over towards A long they're exploring. See Victor potentially note that. Less gonna be forced off the angle as OpTic start to look to potentially threaten that B site.
Well, not Victor actually pops the running back.
Oh, nice.
Paranoia going to force less off, and actually the spam comes through. Victor, he's found the kill.
But Sadak's here. Sadak is here, and they have no idea. They have absolutely no idea. There's Sadak among them. He's going to find one. FNS falls quickly to the frenzy, but he doesn't get it. But where's the spike and all that's being planted? That's going down. Made something out of nothing in this one, OpTic. Didn't have the best buy, but made it work. Sassy and Aspas. So much room to try and clear through, and so little concept as to where they are.
OpTic going to play this one passively as well. It's just Victor to hold close contact. Still got 2 flashes to work with, actually. The close range here, the Stinger going to cause real problems on the way back through onto B site.
খেলা দেখে দেখে মাইন্ড ভাগ করতে চাই না
Sassy going to try and find something here at least. We'll catch one in the seas and Victor going to pull the trigger now. Finds Aspas. Sassy trying to get away with this. Potential to do a little bit of damage, but 4 on the round for Victor. A thrifty converted for OpTic. On the back of Stingers and a little bit of aggression. That's even with Sanak getting into potentially a deadly position.
Yes.
Behind this,
So
the amount of pressure Les is under.
Lovely work with the Paranoia and the catch and the commitment behind it. Chasing that down, but you're right, it was Sadak that I started to get nervous about his presence being there. He could have potentially found 2, maybe more. Wasn't the case. Victor outdid him. He's got the running back on nice and quick as well. So this is what you'd want if it was the OpTic utilize this Phoenix to its best potential. It looks like an early start here. Top flash off the back of the Prowler. And away he goes. Victor's off on one. Yeah, he's got Pancarter, and it's going to be a quick flash towards B and the chase down. He wants to get in there, but the slow going to hinder a little progress and bring less in for the fight. But the operator now noted, forced to back, but look at OpTic, already on the site. There was nowhere to run for him and nowhere to hide. The spike now going to be delivered, and the plant going to come through.
What?
Come on.
Sadak found that kill?
How?
The Rolling Thunder gets posted as well. Aspas looking to close the distance, but doesn't get on to top of default.
Just catching his shins on the way through, but looks for the fight still. Yeah, he wins it, of course he does. Dazed and confused, it doesn't matter. OpTic regain composure in this round, only losing 2 for themselves, but finding form here to close the gap.
And the run it back creates so much pressure. The C site completely abandoned. There's so much pressure coming onto B, and it's Les to be the one to feel that heat. OpTic navigating their way all the way onto C site, and ultimately it's just 1 kill that defines this round. Actually, even with the funds here, it's just the rifle for Aspas. A couple of Stingers here for Loud. OpTic revert back towards A lobby here, and yeah, he posts up with the operator. Aspas and Sassy, you can see him on the X-ray.
Here.
Hold on to the angle though. Aspas conscious of that rifle.
What I shot.
It's taken away more than just the tip of the spear. That's Ye now. Moved. Again, so much damage on rounds like this. Like, look at the buy. It is Stingers. The headhunter for Les Shaw and the rifle for Aspas, but being able to activate him of all people is essential to outcome. And they're standing and fighting on this one, but they have to respect the Paranoia committed. And now you can see that link rotation coming in. The 2 players kind of peeling away from the A side. They're ready for this B fight. They were here so fast. Aspas, he is faking himself. Such a problem. The paint shell on the way out. But he's done the damage. FNS has 3 to find. Sadak just throws himself at him.
Another thrifty to flip this back, and Sassy's utility completely shutting down this audible towards B site. And the rifle paying dividends in that regard. Decay just absolutely blindsiding OpTic. Aspas really looking to heat up now as well.
The fact he was so present in this round, considering he's the only one with the rifle, was brilliant. Really good to see him take that space. And taking Ye at the start, quick rotation onto B. Really, really good. And maybe rinse and repeat. Let's see it. Ye wants the challenge.
Posted on that angle.
Yeah, he was waiting.
I've got to be careful. He's going to eat a ton of damage there.
Bye. Michael bhai.
They're exploring sewer though.
Michael bhai.
I think going to set them up for this, but
সার্ভিসন বলেন
খেলার অবস্থা কি
খেলা তো অপটিক জিততে যাইতেছে
তো দা মিথ্যে কথা দেখলাম অপটিকের অবস্থা খুবই খারাপ
আমাদের জিততেছে
এদিক সময় দেখা জিততেছে
ব্যাংক বাইরে জিগান সত্যি কথা না কম তো
Victor now trying to get behind this, but Pancada now will slip into.
ব্যাংক ভাই কি আছে না শোকে চলে গেছে এলাকা থেকে
Yeah, he's still exploring towards A.
Oh, ব্যাংক ভাই
Happy to give this up.
Because they can take it back so easily.
Exactly, yeah.
লোকটা শোকে এলাকা থেকে চলে গেছে
So comfortable in these retakes. Victor doesn't win out either. That's a problem. They're down.
নিজেই valorant খেলতেছে ফাঁকা
Noted super early, down so low, and this retake again
অতএব
still
ফাঁকটা
looking
হবে
as
মাইন্ড
refined
তার
as
থেকে
ever. FNS at least gonna be back looking a little healthier, but
যেন
yeah,
না
really good for
দেখাবে
one.
এটা
Now it's on FNS. He's got so many problems and he can't get away from any
দেখতে
of
মানা
them.
করছে না
Loud once again
এই
proving
যেভাবে বাংলাদেশ খারাপ খেলে বাংলাদেশে
just
খেলা দেখাবার
one
দিই
of the skills that they truly have honed.
Yeah, they've really got their finger on the pulse here. They know exactly when to re-hit A site. Like I said, on the back of creating these early advantages, they know that they can come back through and play the trades. It doesn't even come to that. It's the second time where there's 4 people left standing to retake A site. OpTic, they have to answer back here. There has to be some form of adjustment. Because Loud are playing into, they're giving them the tools to play into their hands.
নেক্সট বাজে খেলে এর থেকে আমাদের শোভাসান ভালো খেলে
House of Ultimates here. Victor just missing 2 for the running back.
এটা একটা সুন্দর কমেন্ট আছে ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ এই লাইভে
I'm already
কে
worried. Without Lauder approaching
কে
this
কমেন্ট
defensive
করছে
half, I'm already worried.
আরে আপনার
Optic
কাছে
can't
লোক
convert the advantage that
তারেক ভাই
Ultimate are giving to them.
That's the thing that's
কোন ভাই
হ্যাঁ
the win conditions
You're
are
only
looking
a
for
শোভাসান
you,
কবে
getting
হয়েছে
paths,
নাকি?
getting inside, getting entry. Yeah, they're still doing okay, but the problem is that Loud are so comfortable.
আচ্ছা দেখে
Just to put it in perspective, Optic have
আরে
nearly 80% post-plant
অপটিক
success
টাইম আউট
rate
লইয়ালিস
on Haven, and they're being given free plants.
ব্যাং ভাই কই চলে গেল মাতব্বার ভাই থাকলে
Effectively 4 people on site
আরে
with free roam of
গমাই
where
হলাইতাম
and they still can't convert.
লোকটা রাত হয়ে গেছে দিকে চলে গেছে
Early on, I mean we're already in round 8. I say early on. This one's already spiraling out of control. If you look at the nature of some of these round victories,
আর ব্যাং ভাই রুম বন্ধ
and
করে
now
ফিরে
it's
কইদিন
taken
ভাই
into
গিয়েছে
account, yes, the ultimates are there, but the funds starting to dwindle for Optic.
আপনি কি বটরের সাথে খেলতেছেন নাকি
But it's Victor at 2700 and Crashies at 1700.
বটরেরও খেলতে
For
আছে
me, I like the pace when we saw those B hits, you know, that C split that came through as well. That
বটরে কি খেলে কম্পিটিটিভ
you need to have a ball in this, because if you leave Loud alive, they will absolutely destroy you. And again, they're getting creative, they're getting more aggressive and assertive, pushing down along Aspas. Gonna add insult to injury. As soon as, of course, the reasonable answer would be to adjust and look towards C, look towards B, where they found success. There's already a stack there, and you've already lost the back line.
To try and slip up behind this wall, but it's posted up. Less will punish. Marv actually finds Aspas elsewhere.
Would they back away though?
Now less to be against the ropes here. Spotted out by Marv as well. Actually, Aftershock misses.
Less. How much more can you do? Pressure mounting, deleted. Crashes is there, but there was still a player on long. I don't think they noted the one player on long. Pancada has such an opportunity. But oh, he sees one, he sees two, and they scatter away from him. But a 1v2. You got Ye posted towards long, ready for the post plant. You got Marv on the way around supporting right through Garage here, but Sadak gonna try and at least get up towards plat. Clear sight, sees nothing. Looks towards Garage, notes nothing.
Marv still has a paranoia as well.
Ooh, trying to bait the shot there, seeing Ye. So, now he's seen Ye. And considering it looked like Loud had the right read on this, that was the adjustment coming in. Credit to OpTic for still sticking the landing.
Absolutely. Again, the Aftershock just missing on the lockdown. At least gives OpTic a little more confidence. There's going to be no secondary angle being held from CT, and they can really pressure less. I mean, it's not often you say it, but Pancada's just a little bit cleaner with that. That can completely change the outcome, because Marv is so disconnected.
Yeah, you're right. 5-3 now. You need to see it strung together, though. See if OpTic do have variety to this. Because once again, you're going to see a quick rotation, though. Now, last time we saw them get punished through B connector when they went for that B hit off the back. These two players are on that A site. but already a lot of presence noted. But have they got a plan in mind? I want to see if they've read these rotations now.
Well, look at this now. On the back of the success on A site and giving it up, they can stack 3 towards Garage and C, and actually with less on the operator. I mean, they also have a 2-man hold on B.
I think they've read this. I think considering how quickly that Prowler became committed, they've got to have noted they pulled the players away this early. It's actually a lot of information being found just by seeing this utility already committed. They could, I guess they could go back towards A, but again, it's once again, I mean, retake time. It's terrifying.
The concern being is now you look at it and actually Rolling Thunder, Showstopper, to come back through on the retake. And that makes it even more comfortable. Correct. Or at least on the side of Loud, even more confident for them in the retake.
Oh, yeah. And they still, obviously, if you're OpTic, you still have to clear up here. So it becomes really apparent that you've not felt pressure anywhere else on the map by this point. Now, you can't blame them. They have to be diligent. It'd be, we'd be blaming them for not clearing their corners if they didn't. So in they go. Similar scenes. And now we have to see if they can withhold. Can they withstand Loud in these retakes?
Open plant, so I think OpTic are going to give up sight here. This could be the adjustment that actually finds them converting one of these rounds.
Could be the best plan they've had so far. There's that Showstopper coming in, both of the key components you were talking about. That's only one on the side, so it's only going to note 1, maybe 2 up towards heaven. Aspas posts it! Finds a recipient, that's going to be Crashy's gone. And they're going to know this now. If you're Loud, you know they are sitting deep on this one. The smoke's going to go in, the paranoia's there. Victor, you got to get on this. Someone's going to stop this. Finally, they deny the defuse. The flash is great. Victor's still alive and 3 still standing. OpTic not out of this one. The adjustments worked. They found their answer. They've dealt with Loud.
And now actually it swings back in the opposite direction. Loud have to address this. If some ultimates come online, and particularly actually if Victor can put his run it back to use and clear out that A site, allowing a free plant, allowing that deep reset in the post-plant hold, could become concerning. Might find it 2 blind kills there.
Fair enough.
Kind of look like me.
We got the running back for Victor. See where that gets committed in the end. And I wonder if there's repetition to be found with this for OpTic. Protocol is meaning they have to pull the players away from A, find that space, do all the same work towards Garage, towards B, not lose players. Obviously easier said than done as Pancada. He's posted on this one.
So close.
Flash in hand. Yeah, and look at the flash and the Prowler combo. Great to take space. We actually really like the combination between Fade and Phoenix here. But Les is posted with the operator. That's going to be a shot. Not landing that he would have wanted. Slowed down, but certainly not stopped. And now the pressure starts to mount. He's got one.
What a shot.
Isolating the fight towards Pancada.
5-4. Louder pass.
But it is Aspas and Les up against 3. Look where that spike's going and look where Ye is. This is just fantastic progress. You can see on a deeper angle. And Les considered it, but was not ready for it.
Able to create some pressure.
রাউন্ডটা আসবে 5-5 হয়ে যাবে
Here, Aspas still has the rifle. I mean, 1200 in the bank. Oh, he's going to make a concerted effort for this, but with Ye slipping deeper into spawn, he's got to dig him out first. That has to be the first scalp to claim, and already time slipping away from him.
Ooh.
Aim clean, aim pretty, but you're going to take those. Your job done. Okay. OpTic have the answer. Now, I guess this is when we look at the scoreline, and if we want to discuss kind of bigger picture across the board, you have to chalk up the fact that 1, yes, Loud did convert that bonus, but they also picked up the pistol, right? So there was a nice little buffer at the start of things. Once we got into the meat of it, yes, those retakes were very impressive, but OpTic came prepared with an answer. So technically, this is, even though the scoreline is sitting all even, I'm trending a little towards OpTic, considering the vast majority of the rounds that they've garnered are in the full gun rounds. Let's see if that holds true, as once again we're seeing this kind of combination here. We'll flash out the window. We did see the Prowler last time, not this time.
This is noted.
Temptation to follow that up. Marved gets himself the angle, but it's Victor to find success towards middle as Sadak tried to explore a little.
And also it's the walk out. OpTic are now trying to gain an advantage on the back of Loud being so eager to find some space elsewhere behind this early presence shown. More OpTic stacked up outside B. Smokes go up. Now let's one on the other side. Not full coverage here though. Actually, the paranoia in the paint shell, I don't know if that will find a kill, but definitely prevented the spike. But Victor looking to get aggressive. Marv now with the backfill. Louder found all the kills though.
3 of them. And now it's looking like an absolute travesty. As it's only 41 HP and 48 seconds. Oh, he pulled the trigger. I thought the discipline might have kicked in. Not the case. Loud. Stabilize.
And they absolutely needed this. They would have been broke for round 12 if OpTic had closed this out. 3 survive. Carry these weapons across. The operator maintained as well. Yeah, actually, Sadak and I was going to say Sassy, whether or not they can spread the funds effectively here. So with Sassy to play it out with a light shield, but the important thing being the operator available here. FNS on that lockdown. Saw it last time, used reactively in Garage, whether or not they set up for a site hit here. Actually, the ping towards Sewer may be implying. Happy to explore this, and this time less. Catches Marved ahead of getting into position.
So where do they go now? Rock and a hard place. Pancada holds it down. Sadak gonna fill the void. Quick flash to buy some time, but the pressure's still mounting.
Les has found another.
Les is everywhere at once. Paranoia's coming through. Everything's starting to look good for Loud in this round. Probably leading into the half on this one. It looks inevitable, and as Crashies turns on a dime and does that. He's looking for Les as well, as Les is encroaching towards us. He's still got a minute.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of time to play with here. And he got close in that last clutch. He found some room for himself, but 2 of the opposing players are playing right next to each other.
I mean, they're going to read this as he's pushing spawn, right? If he's not gone for this plant, you have to assume he's playing aggressively.
Does he see anything? No.
He's going to get the free plant here. We'll have the ultimate available. This goes reveal back, but it's 30 HP to work with. And finally now, Loud starting to figure it out.
There's the problem. It's been given away.
30 seconds left.
He does have his ult online though.
It's just one shot. It's all Loud need to land.
Trying to play the timing going around the world. Could spin up towards long if he wants it. They're sitting so pretty. Both of them on such good HP. And they're clearing methodically. They're checking every single corner. Horn goes towards long. That will at least keep some confirmation that he's not there. Instantly they turn and look towards Sewer! They got a little scary, got a little dicey. But once again, the retake holds strong. Loud carving themselves a lead here, Mike. It's only 7-5, but it's given them an advantage now.
Absolutely has, yeah. So to come out of that with a 2-round advantage, especially considering the disadvantage at the start they started with, brilliant stuff from OpTic.
It certainly is, but it's not over yet. This is only the first half. Let's go back down to the desk.
I love this series. It's so close between these 2 teams. I know before Agent Select, we weren't quite sure how we felt about the Phoenix, but now you've seen it against Loud. Josh, what are your opinions of it?
Well, I think Victor did a great job at actually recovering the half because it was looking dire there to start with. You know, Loud were really able to get a snowball going off the back of Aspas. He's having a fantastic map. And now the questions become, you know, when we are looking forwards, about Victor and whether or not he's going to be able to keep this up, because this was Victor's best half, at least when you look back at how they've played previously.
Yeah, but for Aspas, it's been good for him as well. And I think for Loud, they've been defined by how they were playing in these retakes. So often completely giving up this A site and trusting their ability to fight back in. This is one of those rounds. This was actually the bonus round that they managed to convert. And they're just super well coordinated on these rehits, particularly with this double initiator comp and Aspas feeling enabled on that raise. But as the half progressed, OpTic really found their way back into things, and again, made those adaptations on the fly.
Is 5 enough? The question is, exactly, Josh, is 5 enough? Because when you look at OpTic and how they play Haven, on their attack side, that is where they've been collecting all the rounds to take away that map so far over the course of this tournament. And so I'm wondering now, as the sides are going to swap around, OpTic are going to be playing on it.
Sunny দেখি গতা খেলেন
They're playing a double sentinel comp, but they have looked weaker on that side.
হ্যাঁ
7 rounds for Loud. Listen, they take
সাতা খেলি মানে
they may have just carved out a spot in
They may have one step away.
না কইলেন খেলা দেখবেন না এটা করবেন কি কইতেছি করেন কি
Ever take a trophy home. What an achievement it could be.
Loud just 6
ঠিক
away
আছে
from that trophy. Pansy and HYPERX, let's see if they can close this one out.
তো খেলার কি অবস্থা এক্সপোর্ট একটু বলো তো
7-5
They give themselves the footing here, Mike. They've given themselves that
Loud
way to glory. 7-5, they've absolutely given themselves a chance, but it's not completely out of the woods yet. There's still danger. There's still what we were seeing from OpTic. It's not over yet. It's how bad do OpTic want this.
Absolutely, and last time actually previously versus the RX, it was Marved and Ye to really be the driving forces on defense. Victor struggled to find any sort of success here, and now actually swing immediately on this angle will force Victor and Crashies a little deeper on site, but already reinforcements here in A-Link. Loud aren't stopping though. They're straight onto site.
Yeah, but already OpTic fell away from this. It's looking for like, actually, I suppose he was mid-tempo in this, because looking at FNS's position, and they've got the Molly going to be clearing out towards Graffiti. The burst on the side, but he gets manhandled, sent back by the Frenzies. But then, a double dip, triple, they've all gone back in, and it's a massacre.
Absolutely stomped. As OpTic try and get ahead of the curve, get ahead of that plant coming through. Loud have their heads on a swivel. That looked good initially, as soon as that Molly goes up. I mean, FNS is here so quickly. Problem being, this is too many Frenzies. Tucked up so close on site. That's a pacey start to the second half. Pistol on the board. Actually, 3 rifles to come through here. 2 Bulldogs on the board. OpTic only have classics to work with. And the stun actually going to go onto the orb. Do they try and punish this? Trying to feed Victor another ult orb, and some utility invested here. Actually, Victor finds one here on the triple swing. OpTic want to take the fight to Loud. They don't want to let him get set up this time.
Okay. Oh, ferocious.
They slipped through as well. They'll be conscious though, because Pancada's already at C-Long.
He's got a lot of space to work with.
Loud have to take a breather.
Yeah.
I think they will wait for Pancada to find something. 3 shots in Headhunter.
Prowling around down here. They've got to be aware of this though. They've got to be aware. This would be cool for the rotation, but you've got a shot and a half is what you've got. Yay.
Pancada though, he's slipped all the way through.
Here's the same scene. Now Yay would be the best to note this, because now the alarm bell rings. The 3 players at CT swing together. He still gets one. Sassy on the other side with another. And a 2v2, any recoverable weapons? Yes, Mars got himself a Bulldog. And Sassy in the back line, surely considered. Less forced away. And now with 18 seconds, they turn and turn. Attention! An overrun, Sassy! I asked how bad they want it. Apparently real bad. Still find this out, they hear the plant. Unless sitting pretty though. He's got the rifle. He's still got the light armor beside him. Molly towards the site, clears it, notes nothing. And the timing. Les is going around the world just at the right time.
He slipped away from the spike though. He's not in line of sight.
He's absolutely not. So, going to be pressured. Do they consider it? Do they think about it? Already they get contact on it, but the spray's good. He's not stopping. Mark's not stopping. He finally comes off it. And Les punishes him.
I mean, any other round, in any other matchup, Marv sticks that.
Of course he does.
Because he's gotten away with it so many times. But Les, the absolute hero here. Victor almost has him.
Oh, the Iceman himself finally melting a little under the pressure of it all.
What a round from OpTic though.
Yeah. Something out of nothing. Something out of nothing.
Look at the repurchase back into Loud.
I mean, they're still pretty good with the Spectre. I'm not going to put it past them at 9 to 5. If they make it to 10 now, I'm getting real worried for OpTic's chances here. Loud on the verge of double digits. If they can somehow dig deep in this, your danger man always going to be less here. That rifle still in the hand. Don't forget about that.
Actually, there's one way. It kind of sets up Gay as well. It's only Aspas positioned here. Crashy's actually now slipping away towards heaven. I think there's 2. Potential here for Salak and Sassy to try and fake something onto A site. And Crashy's used this lineup before. It's dirty. And at least if he can confirm that this is a fake and nobody follows up on potentially the fault line or a prowler or anything sent out on that side.
Good timing on the check.
Finally gets the ping here.
But that's not where the spike is.
Nope.
Oh, and that's big info, right? But look at the scattering instantly. adjusting right back across, mirroring the movement, but by now Loud have planted. That's great, perfect paranoia, and they're burning alive. And now move down, good trade though, less standing tall, pushes into the smoke, zero respect, zero fear. He's waiting for them to appear on the other side. They have no idea about this. Who blinks first?
Right next to
Who moves first? They have no clue! Unless, how is he doing this? Time and time again! Breaking off
Ace!
and giving him the ace!
God.
Less.
Absolutely ridiculous. There's only one noted
খেলা দেখব
on
না
A side, but they scramble for this
প্রচুর
rotation.
ঘুমে ধরছে
They're trying to send bodies to bail Crashies out. The alarm bot gives it away. I mean, a ton of damage here. Look how much damage Les actually eats there.
This guy's built different. There's something different about the way this guy plays the game.
Absolute madness. And now you're definitely worried. Loud have found double digits.
Found confidence. Their individuals are warming into the game now. Everything's starting to line up here. 2 more rounds to get towards series point, championship point.
কত পয়েন্ট?
And they are very much poised for that. They have the perfect purchase coming into the next round. OpTic far from it.
এখন হারিয়ে যাইবে
I've been against OpTic before. I will never write them out until it's over. This is the championship. It is a Sunday, you know what I mean? Anything can and will happen.
এই রাউন্ডটা তো এমনি হারা কও কারণ এটা তো ইকো রাউন্ড
Came right down to the wire. There was less to bail them out in that round 2 as well. It was ascended now. Playing a different game out here on Haven.
হালার বলার অ্যাসেন্টের ম্যাচটায়
Just 2 stingers here for OpTic.
হাল তুমি করে মনে হলো হারিয়ে গেল
হ্যাঁ অনেকগুলো রাউন্ড 4v2 3v2 তারপর 2v2 এইসব রাউন্ড অনেক হারছে
তারপর ওই যে এইচের হালার পিস্তল নিয়ে দিয়ে করতে দিলে
Support Marv. Get him tucked in nice and early. Crashies will be in range to hear this utility going into sewers.
তো বড় ব্যাপার হইছে কি এই সোভা অপটিকের সোভা আর পজিশন জানি কিন্তু এইশের সোভা কিন্তু প্ল্যান্টে আছে এর মধ্যে কোন জায়গায় যায় হ্যাঁ কিন্তু একটু কনফিউজ থাকবে
Definitely going to be present in the thought process here for OpTic. Don't want to give any
ও
opportunity.
ওয়াল ব্যাংক দিলেও পারতো
In terms of over rotating here. Actually stick to their guns. Nobody moving on the side of OpTic. Committed to this 4-man hold towards C. And Loud. Happy to play out the downtime here.
Oh yeah. And Sweat. Build that pressure. The tension almost palpable at this point. You know that OpTic is starting to get, you know, those dire thoughts. You're not out of it yet, but it's looking like that landslide is falling your way. The frenzies, the stingers, whatever they can scrape together is simply not looking enough. We wait though. I'm gonna go up. Noting nothing on site. The plant comes in for free. It was a C stack, it was a gamble. Didn't work out.
I have 5 standing, but I mean, with how disciplined Loud have played, don't even expect these stingers to get much done here. Only 1 flash to work with. The paranoia as well from Marv, but it's going to take a miracle. Loud just set up already with this utility so late on in the round. It didn't cost them anything to get in here. So they have so much to slow down this retake.
You're right, it's all those time purchases starting to really mount up here. They're straight out of it. Flash is good, might catch Pancada, but it's just nothing. It's odds and ends. A whimper at the end of the round as 11 is carved on the board for Loud now. We could be moments away. 1 more round and it's championship point. And OpTic haven't got off the starting blocks here in the second half.
We saw them turn the tides in the first. Talking about their ability to stop that early momentum and get around on the board. They were successful previously, but it's going to take a miracle here. 6-round deficit. OpTic barely anything left in the tank after this in terms of the finances. I'll run it back to work with. Actually, less Gonna pop the tour de force off the rip here. Victor, pretty deep here. I mean, if he does want to throw out the running back, you have to clear all this space. He does.
Alright, flash is good. Gonna force the TP away. A little bit of a gamble on the spam and hoping it finds something and he gets sent away. Not finding as much as he'd like here, but you're absolutely right. Information aplenty.
To get back onto this angle though. Les is posted up now, anticipating some sort of re-aggression here from OpTic. Now Victor's holding an active angle. Crashy's, I guess, ready to swing off the contact.
Teleport's ready.
Les nearly spotting the barrel.
They wouldn't dare peek into this.
Now Victor has no flashes left.
Yeah, and then they're already leaning towards C. This is all building towards the C crunch anyway. You've still got the players on long, you've got two working through Garage. It's going to be a Finesse who's now going to be drawn to attention. Great control in the first. Silences Aspas. Pancada soon to follow. Finally traded out though. Sadak going to build in through Garage. Yay with a great position, but Blind can't do much more. And it's still marked to the back of the side. The Iceman himself needs to stay cool. And he's done well with one, but it's not going to be enough. As Sassy now in the 1v2. Plant going to come in, but they are closing the gap fast. To save Plant, but then now there's players on long. Did he note the one close through Garage? He absolutely has! And with 40 HP, he's done the update.
Oh.
কত
12 পাস
More heroics from these Loud players. Sassy delivering here.
সাসি যে রাউন্ড নিল বাইরে ভাই 1v3
just ridiculous.
That's 12 off the back of this.
He's so composed as well.
He knows he's absolutely gone on the ropes.
I deserve
One
it.
round
Loud.
away, the last
Can
purchase
Ronek
potentially
dominate
for OpTic. It's now or it's never. It's do or it's die. And it's a double stack towards Sewer. Pancada already ripping the head off of Ye's shoulders. Would they predict the second? Oh, yes they do! Pancada breaking Victor in two. And now there's only 3 standing.
আরে একটা প্লেয়ার নাম DHON
কি নাম
So much utility to work with again. Pancada and Aspas are both found one.
It's all on one.
কি নাম
DHON
oh champion 22 Loud congrats OP খেলছে মারাত্মক
বটে না এইবার তো লাউডের নিতে দিলাম পরের বার তোমার
nice
And they deliver here.
And they've been living in the shadows of OpTic. Forced out in the group stages, constantly beaten, questioned their capability. And how many times do we say OpTic then just kind of flourish through the tournament? But now is the time. They fought so goddamn hard to stand on that stage and to face their biggest foe in the final, the grand final, and beat them here. Truly something to be proud of. And an incredible game from both sides, Mike.
Absolutely, and this isn't even to say, you know, as if OpTic completely fell short here. Loud put on an absolute masterclass, particularly here on Haven, just demonstrating such solid discipline. And a couple of these Loud players coming up huge individually.
Yes.
OpTic take nothing away from their run.
No.
Incredible consistency to even make it to here.
How many teams have we seen just shy away from the spotlight after picking up one big victory, but no, OpTic always showed their diligence coming back around. But this moment is them on the screen, Loud. Again, they had so much hard time put their way by their opponents here. So many people questioning their capability, and they have proven everybody wrong.
And what a moment. Fantastic stuff. And even, again, talk about some of the key players here coming online in the final map as well. Pancada and Les individually, just outstanding performance from them. Even then, you have to mention the others. Sadak, Aspas, Sassy. That clutch from Sassy. ridiculous. And we get it now, the dream lined up for Sao Paulo. I know Josh was talking about it earlier.
Can you imagine?
Brazil will carry the title into that event next year.
That's what I think everyone's looking forward to now. The region has a champion to follow, to cheer for, to set the bar once again, to carry that flag forward. But you're right, bringing that trophy all the way home. That's... it feels almost scripted. It almost feels scripted. Oh man, let's take a glimpse back. Let's have a look back at some of the moments that led to this, at least here, because again, I think watching this game through and through, seeing and both of us casting this rivalry so often, this is the best I've ever seen Loud, flat out.
Absolutely, and just to think as well, there are so many times where both teams look to really switch things up, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a comfort zone matchup, right? They're so well versed. They know each other so well. That's even to think about actually how things started on Ascent, right? When OpTic really taking the fight to the back lines of Loud, looking to disrupt them as much as possible. And actually Loud doing the exact same thing. You come back onto Breeze then. It was just such an amazing series to watch.
El Clasico does certainly hold up to its price at this again. Look at it. Any other day, Marv would have held down, we know it. You know it. But these moments, these pressure scenarios, these stages, bring the best out of it. And this, an ace at this point. Come on, Les. Come on.
Well, wasn't it basically that then into like the sassy clutch, like one round later?
Yep.
Just heroics on both sides of the coin here, Lauren.
Absolutely. Every single player has been just formidable from start to finish, and it's been an honor being part of that journey, part of that experience, because for some reason we always seem to cast the matchups and they've always been so good. And again, for you guys at home to get your thoughts through to us, down below, get the MVP vote going. I mean, where would you go with this? Where would you call this one?
Honestly, I've got to give this to either Aspas or Les. I think individually some of these rounds, just you come back to that word once again, heroics. And that's even again, you got sassy in that mix as well. That clutch, honestly, was outrageous on Haven.
Mike, it's been an absolute honor to once again be part of this, part of the experience with you guys at home, finally having you in the building with us for those who are able to make it out here. But overall, all said and done, what a great conclusion, at least, to this year's biggest rivalry.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm just so glad we got to, and it delivered again. I mean, last time it came out, there's questions in the matchup, some of these results. The 3-0, for example, stands out a little bit, but for Loud to flip this one in the nature we did. We had 2 overtimes here in this series. Absolutely delivered for me.
One of the greats going down in the history books. This is one to be remembered. And honestly, thank you for having us with us. Now, for now, we're going to go back down to the stage, though, to hear from the players themselves exactly where we want to be.
Teşekkürler Alican. Müthiş bir yılı İstanbul'da hep birlikte geride bırakıyoruz. Yüzlerce takım içerisinde binlerce oyuncunun mücadelesine hep birlikte milyonlar olarak tanıklık ettik. Artık tabii ki şampiyonluk kupaya ulaşma zamanı geldi. 2022 Valorant Champions turnuvasının kazananı Loud.
আরে নিশাল ভাই কতক্ষণ আগে হইতে বলে দিছি
কি খেলা হলো খেলা দেখলেন না যতক্ষণ আগে থেকে বই দিছি
খেলা কি এমন শেষ হইছেন খেলা আপনারটা কি আলাদাভাবে ব্রডকাস্ট হয়
আরে ট্রফি দিচ্ছে ট্রফি দিচ্ছে পুতুল দিচ্ছে আমাদের কি হবে খেলা শেষে দেখতে হবে না
পাবো না সেই ট্রফি কেন
আরে আপনার টিম তো ভালো না ভাবে কি কেমনে পাবে
kendi iradenin küplerini alacaklar.
আমরা তো আগেই প্ল্যান খুলে চলে গেছেন আপনারা
Vermek üzere riot yetkilileri John Needham, Anna Dunlan ve Valen Rosel'i davet ediyoruz. They came here and beat every opponent they faced so far.
আছে
OpTic has been the arch enemy all international events so far this year. They have the means to revenge their
আর সম্বেদনা ভালো
So I'm sure it means a lot when they become the best team of 2022 and we will have our interview with them now, but we would like to give them a unique present. So please welcome to the stage Riot executives John Needham, Anna Dunlan and Valen Rosell, who are representing and giving the Radiant Cubes.
Radiant Cubes জিতেছে
হ্যাঁ
আরে পুতুল টুতুল হইছে খেলবে ছাতা
এই পুতুল দিয়েই তো কাম করে দিয়ে গেছে
কি দিতে আছে আতে
রেডিয়েনাইট কিউব
হ্যাঁ কি এগো দেবে না অপটিক গো দেবে না
যারা যেতে আর ওই পর্যন্ত যাইয়া ঠাউকে আইছে যে পরিমাণ মানি লই আইছে আর লাগবে না রেডিয়েনাইট কিউব গো
Starting with you, you and your team just won the championship, winning against your biggest rival so far. How do you feel?
Então, vocês acabaram de ganhar o campeonato contra seu grande rival. Saudade, como é que você se sente?
Spanish na to, Brazilian.
Sem palavras. I have no words to describe this feeling.
Öncelikle tabii Sada turnuvayı kazandıklarını ve senenin şampiyonu olduklarını.
Brazilian language.
Yani burada olmanın gerçekten sözlerle ifade edilemeyeceğini söyledi kendisi. So I'm going with Les. So Les, despite being young, your performance is incredible so far. Do you have any secret?